Hello, everybody, and welcome to Play Dicely. Yeah, it's Saturday.
Best day.
Okay, I was like, is my mic on? And nobody responded.
Best day. We're just gonna let you talk. We're gonna let you monologue for the next 3 hours. Yeah. You ready for that?
Just letting you do your thing, Daddy.
Oh, Adam, you assume I have a thing. It's more like I am filling space for... I am Segway Man.
With the power to segue.
Segue man.
Are you like Paul Blart Mall Cop? Segue?
Oh my god, wait. What if I ran a one-shot that was like Paul Blart themed?
I'm here,
Holy
Christy. I'm
crap.
here for it.
Okay,
100%.
Danny, when you need
Has
a break,
potential.
when you need a break, Danny, let me know. I'm going to do that because it sounds extremely fun.
Amazing. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for coming out. We're very excited to continue on with this fantasy story that we're beginning to weave. And once again, I want to thank Nikki DeGuy for making the overlay that you see here on the show. I have created several off of her templates, so I greatly appreciate her work. And I also want to thank Matt Costin, Josh Vardy, and Michael Piscitelli for being my soundboards of bouncing ideas off of them as I've gone through the process of world building. So thank you guys for the help you've given me so far. Where we left off last time, you all leveled up, so hopefully everybody at this point should have their hit points and
Oh no.
and their stats in order.
Damn, I leveled down.
I did something wrong. I don't
You
understand.
become that child.
I made a new character.
Yeah, and I guess does anybody in amongst the players here, do any of you have any announcements?
Yeah. Can I talk about my Instagram? Every other week I am posting Dicely recaps. So I'm posting them on weekends we aren't doing Dicely. And we already, after today, we're going to have like 12 hours of content. So it's already getting a little daunting to catch up. So I'm posting these little recaps. They're under 10 minutes long to just hit the major story beats. I just want to point out these are very, very biased views. Extremely my perspective, Elowen's perspective. So, don't take my word as gospel on anything I say in any of them. But generally gets the point across, lets you know how I'm thinking, how Elowen's thinking. And maybe it'll help you catch up if you missed an episode, if you want to, know where we're going, what we're doing.
Have I been muted this whole time for the people in chat? Because I just looked down at my commands and I'm like, that's a mute button. Well, here we are. So basically what I've been saying is I'm the Segway Man, so none of what I said mattered anyway. Just in case. Quickly again, thanks Nikki DeGuy for making the overlay. Thank you to Matt Costin, Josh Vardy, and Michael Piscitelli for helping me soundboard. Okay. Crimson says no.
They're so good though. They get a double shout out. That's how special they are to us.
Truly. Matt Costin's a sounding board for my character too, so.
Holy crud. Okay, well, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I mean, it's kind of the DM's role anyway. It's just I'm like, all right, here you go. Go for it.
Be free.
So that's what these announcements are. So yeah, definitely follow Dallas on Instagram. They've been great recaps, and like she said, they're very much her opinion, but they're fueling my theories in world building as well. So you guys,
Terrifying.
all you other players, I want to hear your theories so I can build off of what you're thinking as well.
Oh, do you want to hear what my theory was for the last one? It's really quick, super stupid. So I hope this helps you, Denny. Where did I write it down? My theory was that the bugs that we fought were people from Starcross. Does that help you?
I hope that's not true.
Yeah, that
That would be so cool, but
I was
so
like,
dark.
The
And I
whole
love
town is
both of those
against
things.
us, and they sent us here, and then we killed them all.
Wow, I hope not.
Wow,
Everything's a bug.
that's pretty dark.
Everything's a bug.
It was just because it seemed like we were so supposed to go to that cave for someone, so I was like, maybe. And then afterwards, I think I might have actually deleted it from my notes because I was like, it's probably not that.
That was stupid. No. I'm going with that one. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, otherwise, like the big thing over the past couple of weeks is I've been working on character art for you guys. And you've each seen your own characters, but you haven't seen each other's.
No.
And so for everybody here and for everybody in chat, I've like basically all this last couple of weeks is been drawing. I had a couple of days off and was like, now I can prep for the stream. So I'm just going to do a quick slideshow here to show you guys the different art. In alphabetical order, first up is Abe.
Oh my god.
Poncho.
Look at his little
Poncho.
Oh
And
my
then we've got
gosh.
Azaria,
Oh.
Wow.
It did.
Oh, the hair.
The vines.
Dracul.
Oh yeah, I've seen this
so
one.
cool.
Spoiler.
Well, I mean, you two live together, so here's Elowin.
Oh,
She is.
He's
It's so
sweet.
cute.
I can't wait to
Gideon.
put her in a baby
Oh,
behind.
No.
Gideon. I love the hat.
And here's Nell.
Oh,
And
cool.
nice.
Nice.
Oh, I love her so much.
And here's the lot of everybody
There's
so
the
we can
crew.
see.
The crew.
Oh.
Okay, I need to print that out and put it on my wall. It's so
Yep.
pretty.
Yep.
Yeah.
that's
That's
fantastic.
Oh my
fantastic.
Look how
Oh,
tall I
they're
am.
So cool. Look how short I am.
After years of only playing short characters, I'm so happy to see myself be tall. it's really exciting.
Thanks,
Yeah, it-
Crimson. In chat, more like Drac Drool.
Oh my. Yeah, no, it was great getting to draw all these characters. Thank you guys so much for making such interesting characters. It's always a blast drawing some
You're
character
welcome.
art. Oh, pff, well, how modest. And for every,
Denny, thank you for drawing it for us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The amount of work that you put in
Outstanding work.
over 2 weeks. I hope your hand feels not so painful.
my hand's fine. My hand's fine. Mostly my sleep schedule, really.
I mean, that's
Relatable.
important.
Who needs sleep?
But I mean, for the folks out there, if you're inspired by the stories that we're creating here, or you just end up loving the characters, like submit fan art or submit any art you make if you're inspired to recreate scenes from the story or anything like that. You can send it to me at dicelychannel@gmail.com. Yeah, that's right. And like during the intermission, you'll see that art again, and we'll if you send art our way, I'll throw it into these intermission breaks, like, and we'll just display anything you make, because this is it's so cool to bring these things to life, especially in like a visual format. So
If you
yeah.
send art our way, I will literally die.
It might go
So
on
if
my
you
wall.
want to kill Christy, art?
But like in like the best way. It'd be like the happiest death I could imagine. So
Oh boy. And once again, I'd like to thank Tabletop Audio for much of the music you will hear in tonight's stream. But how would you guys feel about just hopping into the game here now?
oh yeah.
Let's do
Oh
it.
yeah.
Let's get it.
Why I'm here.
Right.
That is fair. That is why you are here. I cannot fault you for that. All right. Where we left off in our last session, you had all just dealt with the ramifications of this sudden attack by sand canines in the city of Starcross. And after having defended the city and its civilians, the guards turned on you and, after some harsh discussion, brought you to their jailhouse and gave you the lowdown of what politically was behind those actions. That being, this was a show of having to follow the law to not encourage people who might not be able to handle defending the city. And then with that law, offered you guys this negotiation of, seeing as the Decanter of Endless Water was stolen, you lot were clearly the most equipped to try and get it back. And so you guys left the city, and Azaria accompanied you as kind of the contact of Starcross. And you all traveled through the desert. It was very hot. A few of you suffered some exhaustion at the due to the heat of the environment. And you followed the trail of the sandstorm, which eventually turned into footprints, and came upon some some rocky steps, some hills, and you found a cave where this trail led to. After investigating the cave, you found that the decanter was there, very plainly in sight. You investigated, were suspicious, and then you investigated the cave a little further and found it was filled with this like green, almost web-like material and the body of a dead giant hyena. Inside of it was some of these strange insect-like creatures, and you had to defend them off and ended up killing everything that was in the cave. You began theorizing about why any of this was laid out the way it was. Nell burned everything in the cave, and you found writing in the sky in Sylvan, just thanking you. And that's where we are now. So, you're all outside of the cave mouth. The stench of the burning material flooding out of the cave is still pretty awful. What do you do?
Let's go back to the wagon. Let's get out of here.
Yeah,
Seconded.
I could use a rest once we get back to town.
Let's give one more cursory glance around to be like, if anyone's here or like cares about me yelling into the sky.
You seem to get no response.
All right.
Quickly though, before we leave, I gotta give Hildy some water and myself some water. Got another journey back out in the sun. So Gideon goes to the wagon and just pulls out his tankard and basically in a bowl and just pours a bunch of it out into the bowl and holds it in front of Hildy.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And actually, I'm gonna climb into the back of the wagon and get into my bag and look to find my water skin. And actually, when I reach into my bag, I realize that a new book has appeared inside of my bag. And I'll pull it out. And it's this book. It's covered in white leather, and the symbol of the Arquette is embossed in the cover in a light blue, and it's outlined in a gold. And when I open it up, there's kind of like a note written on the front page, and it says, it's probably more eloquently than this, but it says something along the lines of, I've noticed your struggles when face to face with an enemy. Read the spells outlined in this book, they will help you. And I'll just kind of start flipping through this book, kind of in the back of the wagon.
And you brought up it has a symbol of the Arquette. The Arquette is one of the 10 deities of the High Planetary. They are known for being the god of magic. And this symbol, to kind of illustrate what this is, it's this like teardrop shape with a triangle inside, and kind of curving around the edge of this teardrop is like a lightning bolt that conforms to the tear. Is anybody else doing anything?
I'll probably just like stand there and pet Hildy, just kind of looking around, still kind of a little bit confused about who sent us here.
I will just pet Hildy.
Everybody
Drac
loves
will
Hildy, yeah.
Pop and kind of try to find some shade, I think, and just drink some water. The sun is setting, you said, right?
Yes.
Last session you said it was setting? Okay.
At this point, you've got about 2 hours of daylight before the sun goes down.
Do we think we can get back to town before nightfall?
That might be possible. Took us a few hours to get here. Probably the same back, unless we have complications.
I mean, we know our way now at least, so that should be a bit easier, I hope. I don't think we want to try and camp. It's going to get really cold, so...
That's true.
Yeah, in the middle of a desert, probably not where we want to spend the night.
No, it is not.
Azaria, speaking of middle of a desert, Why on earth was there a town built here in the first place?
Been thinking on that myself.
Can we just also be talking about this when we start leaving? I just don't want us to be like, no, let's give us the town history, and all of a sudden it's midnight.
Yeah. Also, Gideon will cast prestidigitation on himself to clean all of his clothing off after being gooped on by the bug. And you see him holding his hat like at a distance and just like snapping at it. And you just see goop like flying off of it.
Gideon, would you mind helping a friend out? As I am also still covered in goop.
Oh, certainly. I was going to ask, but you read my mind. And he will proceed to snap at you, and chunks of this goop will just slop off of you onto the ground, and your clothes will be shiny and new again. I mean, not fixed, but shiny.
Still has the stitched in R.
Yes.
So, in terms of your question, Dracul, Azaria, do you know anything off the top of your head about the history of the town, or would you like to make a history check?
Let's make a history check.
You can make it with advantage because, of course, you've been with the town the entire time.
Which means I make it as a normal check because I'm still exhausted.
You're too tired to remember things right now. Never mind.
22.
All right. So, yeah, Azaria has been with the settlers of Starcross on their entire journey. And the reason that they settled down where they did was because of basically spiritual reasons involving the Atoil Oasis. It's a strange phenomenon where on certain nights during the year, it seems that starlight kind of focuses on that oasis specifically. So it's almost as if it's shown like moonlight shines down upon it. So they've taken that as a spiritual sign and have adopted this land as kind of a sacred place for them.
Oh, I'm gonna ask. I have a question written down. Ria, is that why the Aasimar here call themselves Starborn?
I believe that has a bit more to do with their origins into this world, for a lack of a better word. Their history is kind of quite fascinating, having kind of materialized out of a large crystal line structure, but kind of to differentiate themselves from, the people who were there when they awoke, I guess.
What was this structure?
More than I know.
Yeah, that really isn't in your realm of knowledge specifically. As what you've been told is kind of hearsay, and some people take it for just insanity. Well, not insanity, but far-fetchedness, I suppose, is the better way to put that. And it's not just the Aasimar. The three of the races that occupy Starcross, the Argon folk, the Tiefling, and the Aasimar, are all three considered to be part of the Starborn. Yeah, it's something to do with their well, Logan put it very very well, their materialization into this world.
Just look at Abe as Azaria is explaining this. Just look him up and down. Interesting. Thank you for the history lesson.
Ria, would the university have any books on this? It's very interesting to me. I don't think my clan knew anything about it, really.
Probably. Probably quite a few. Probably some from what are believed to be first, person accounts of all of this. So, definitely not an area of my interest of study, so wasn't too focused on that.
That's fair.
Do you have access to this library? Could you provide access to a friend, for example?
I could probably. I mean, definitely for myself, it wouldn't be too hard to get access, but I think most of us kind of believe information's meant to be shared, not coveted, so...
Good. I would quite like to peruse if I could.
I would also, if it's not an imposition.
Yeah. We'd have to... It's in Brulbar, right?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for specifically. In Brulbar, the Arcana Institute more covers knowledge of magic in Brulbar, but in Valambridge, there are more historical records, as that's where the Bardic College's branch of the Arcana Institute resides. So that branch is more about education in the mundane specifically and in the arts, that kind of stuff.
Are there any sort of buildings containing books within Starcross itself?
There's the school, but probably not the type of books that you're wanting to read.
Understood.
Oh, I definitely misunderstood. I thought it was in Starcross.
I also thought that.
Yeah.
While we're walking, can I just take a look around us and make sure nothing's creeping up on us?
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check. I believe you still have disadvantage on it.
I sure do.
And also, can I have everybody make their Constitution saving throws again?
I'll roll my... Should I roll perception first?
You
or
can roll that
Constitution
first. Yeah.
Okay.
There was no chance that was going to continue on for me.
I was doing so well. I just got a nat 1.
15.
I rolled a 3.
Is it still from the heat kind of getting to us?
Yes, but this is going to be the last of these you'll have to make as the hours are now cooling down.
Actually, as it's getting colder, my idea would have been real dumb.
Save or check for Constitution?
Save.
Okay. 17 for Constitution save and a 16 for Perception.
Right. 16 perception? Yeah,
Yep.
you don't see anybody following you down. Nothing in the sky, as that's where your eyes have begun to wander. And if you've gotten higher than a 14, you do not get a point of exhaustion. So you carry on your way and you have your conversations, and it's about the same 3 hours to get back, but the last 2 are a bit more comfortable as the sun begins to set, and the journey, nothing really impedes you on your way back, but the air does begin to get a bit of a briskness to it as you're finally returning to the cities of Starcross. And it seems a lot of the crowd that had begun to congregate outside the city and begin to hurriedly leave have done so in the time that you've been gone.
Did we see anyone passing us?
Yeah, you would have seen a few caravans of people along the road heading towards the northwest.
Okay.
Yeah, and probably even past a person or two along the way. Did you want to stop anybody and talk to them?
Those mercenaries that I met in the tavern, do I see any similar insignias passing us?
With the 16, no, you don't see any of those mercenaries leaving. So you return to the city, and the night has fallen, and the city is, at this point, a lot of the sand has been cleared out, and on the outside of the walls, you just see these piles of sand have been dumped and seems some people are beginning to shovel them out and like flatten them, just kind of get them part of the landscape again. And the city is lit with sconces on the walls, in the on the roads leading towards the center of the city again. What is your plan now that you've returned to the city?
We should
The
return
mayor,
this to
right?
Jethro.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk to the mayor so that we're not arrested.
Yeah.
Also
That'd
that.
be nice.
And, so that these people can live. But yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, obviously that's a given.
I also owe the guy an apology. So.
Let's find the mayor then.
That's really big of you, Gideon.
Well, that was a bit heated. I have my reasons for it, but
It was
Doesn't
a
make it
heated
right.
moment.
If you don't have a point of inspiration at the moment, Gideon, you may have one. Though I imagine you probably still have one, don't you?
I didn't use it. I'm a fool.
So you find your way through the center of the city. The fountain has been cleaned up, the sand that had been in there, and there are people still getting buckets of water and then heading into their homes as the night really begins to take on that coolness. And the fountain has begun to die down. It's not as powerful of a stream coming out of the fountain anymore, almost as if it's kind of turning off itself. And you make your way to the jailhouse. And as well, I suppose, Azari, you would be more familiar with where Jethro could be found, so you could head to the jailhouse, or you could head directly to his home. You would know where he lives.
I'll direct the group to Jethro's house. This late at night, probably just settling in.
So you still head to the same kind of courtyard where the jailhouse is, and it's kind of on the road towards it, but not quite to that courtyard. And the cart does take up a fair bit of space on the roadway, but you stop yourselves at this just plain adobe looking house, and there's a light on inside.
Knock on the
Kind of.
door.
So, well, there's not really much of a door.
Right, I forgot there's no doors in this place.
Well, just kind of like from outside, just Jethro, are you home? Or
Yes.
anyone?
You see movement block the light briefly, as it seems somebody is moving past the light source to come to the door, and the cloth moves aside as the Argan folk, now out of that ombre blue robe he was wearing, comes through the door. Well, you're back very quickly.
And with the decanter.
And he just drops in his demeanor just this huge relief. Would you like to come in?
Sure.
You can leave the cart outside. Most everyone is in their homes by this point.
Gideon
How
will
did
pat
the-
Hildy on the head and say, "I'll be right back."
How did the cleanup efforts go?
They honestly, they went about as well as they could. It just really ended up being a lot of mess. Thankfully, not many people were hurt, and nothing was damaged per se. So, I think counting my blessings on this one. And we did follow up on your lead that you had left us with Lenlin.
Oh, I think I might have been wrong about that.
Well, I mean, better safe than sorry, but we did find that he and his partner Pesmine had they'd set something up at the oh dear, at the garden in the on the north side of the city, and there was a mess there. There was a cake, there was furniture. Yeah, it looked like he had indeed set something up, but I don't believe that he was involved with this overarching scheme.
No, after the stuff we ran into, I don't think so either.
Well, what did you learn?
Unfortunately, not a whole lot, but the item I think was placed there to lead us to a problem, less so than as a way of trying to, like an evil force trying to harm the town.
I learned what my least favorite insect was.
Yeah, there were some vile creatures.
How far away from the city were they?
Not that far, my friend.
3 or 4
we-
hours.
Hours? Yeah.
We did kill them all.
Yeah.
We think.
I mean, that we saw. Yeah, there were
That
a
we saw.
lot of tunnels in there.
It's that fire
did
though. I
kill one.
feel like, hopefully at least.
One that we killed did seem to be maybe like the queen, or at least like a mother of them, much larger, stronger. But when we defeated them, there was writing in the sky.
Yeah, it seemed like someone needed our help, because it said thank you, but in Sylvan, I think perhaps they needed the caves for shelter, but they got taken over.
Well, a very elaborate way to ask for help.
I did tell them that, or attempted to. Although I don't know if perhaps they heard. I didn't get a response.
You were just yelling up at the sky, though.
But they wrote in the sky, Drac.
Do you know of any fey creature around here that would have powers like that?
I can't. Much of my purview is within the city walls, so I don't really spend a lot of time getting to know the surrounding environment. So unfortunately, not. But it sounds like we should prepare a little bit more protection on the outside. And he gestures to Gideon, and I have taken your words greatly into consideration, and I do want to apologize to the lot of you. You're very well, of course. You are free to go as you see fit, and I think moving forward, we will firstly remove the decanter from the festivities yearly, keep it under protection, and yeah, we will up the security around the decanter, because it is too precious to lose again.
Speaking of my words, I also owe you an apology. I was too harsh. I got heated, and I came off very rude, and I did not intend that. I just was very mad. I've witnessed what happens when leaders fail their people, and I didn't want to see it again. So I apologize.
That absolutely understandable. And you know, I have, and he goes into like a back room. It kind of looks like a bedroom, and he comes back with this quiver. It's got the silver filigree along the length of it, and he says, "I've been told that you had the highest score in the archery contest, and well, after all the chaos, nobody really had the chance to beat your score. So I think you've very well qualified for the top prize. this, unfortunately, is really the best I can do for a reward for the lot of you. I've been told it's valued at about 40 gold pieces.
Well, I'm honored. Thank you very much. I'll accept this.
Yep. And you should speak with Fruce at some point as well. We can arrange a badge of sorts, if you will, to give you clearance to have your weapons within the city. And I think moving forward, we will make an amendment of, in the event of outside offense attacking the citizens and the city, that any who are able-bodied may draw weapons in the purpose of defending the city.
I do think that's wise. Just because something has worked for so long doesn't mean that it will continue to, and it's better to be protected in those moments.
Well, I do think part of the problem was it also hadn't been a law that was really tested.
Well, now it has been, and you know.
Exactly, yes. So, yeah, I believe moving forward, this will be a better system.
Thank you for taking our suggestions into consideration. It's appreciated.
Now, I don't want to impose on you, but would you all be willing to meet at the stage tomorrow?
Certainly.
For what reason?
I think a more public thanks might be in order, but this, if you'd prefer, this can be kept a bit more on the down low. I don't think
it's up to all of you.
I think it would do well for the morale.
Not one really to show off given the reception I've received so far, but maybe people will be nicer to me after this.
I think that's a good way to look at it, Track.
All right then.
Yeah, we can do it on the stage as well.
Excellent.
Too bad we didn't take a trophy from those bugs.
Honestly, the less I see of those things, the better. I don't even want to look at them again.
Fair enough.
Well, perhaps tomorrow before noon. Just because I'm sure nobody's really going to want to meet up at noon after today's events.
I could use a nap. A long one.
Of course,
Yes.
I'm also going to sleep, so thank you all so terribly much. This city is in a great debt to you. And I'm going to take this, he takes the decanter, and put it in his safe for now.
It's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea, can I stay with you again?
Oh, of course.
I'll head to DNR again. I have room and board there for about a week and a half longer. Might as well make use of it.
I guess I head back to the inn that I stayed at before.
I go as well.
Guess I go with Gideon.
So
You can crash my place, bro.
Gotcha, bro.
for
Did.
Gideon and Abe, when you arrive to D&R, the some of the goblin crew that had been helping you with managing your equipment and all that, they bring your gear back out to your wagon. So with all the craziness that went on, it seems that all of the board that we've got currently is kind of occupied, but we can pay for a room at the inn if you don't mind that.
No, I don't mind that. I can stay at the inn.
Yeah.
Another question though.
Yeah.
Gideon withdraws his pistol. Now, don't freak out at me. It's broken, and I need to fix it. And I don't have the tools necessary, and I could use a little help learning about it. Would you be willing to maybe give me a handbook or teach me if you got the time?
Well, yeah, I mean, as a member of GNR Solutions, we do offer like courses on gun maintenance and that kind of thing. So absolutely, we can help you figure out how to. He takes the pistol and like looks at it. What the hell'd you do?
Well, just tried to kill some bugs, some really big ones.
And like the gun like kind of droops down off of like the goop that's stuck inside of it, and you're like shaking his hand.
You might want to wash your hands after touching that, but yeah, you got more than enough water. We found the decanter, so that shouldn't be a problem.
I didn't realize it was missing. Oh shit.
Oh, you didn't know? Well, yeah, that's that went missing. I guess the mayor's gonna tell you tomorrow. So just keep that hush hush for now between you and me, okay?
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no, I'm sure things would have gotten pretty crazy around here if more people knew about that. Great,
No doubt.
great. Glad to have that back.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it never left.
And he hands you like a gold piece, and he's like, and that's for the room and board at the inn. So that should cover your room and your food.
Much appreciated. And could you please sign me up for the next available time slot of a gun maintenance course?
Yeah, we can fill that in tomorrow. Like for the most part, I think we're just doing sales and collecting some bounties. So the day's pretty free.
Wonderful. I'll see you tomorrow.
Great. You have a good night.
You as well. And what was your name?
Oh boy, look at me go!
I'm
Damn you! My name's Viggs.
Thanks, Viggs.
No worries.
And he extends his hand. Gideon Gray. Pleasure.
Good to finally meet you in person. I've heard about the contract that we've got with you, but yeah, I haven't seen too much of you.
I've been around, so I don't typically stay in places too long. But
That's what they tell
probably
me.
why. So, anyways, I'll be on my way. Have a good night.
You too. And
And Gideon will tip his hat, make his way up.
do you want to leave the gun with me to clean it?
That'd be swell. Thank you.
No worries. We'll teach you how to do that properly tomorrow. And he takes the pistol and goes into a back room, and you hear some tools getting pulled out, and sounds like he's getting tinkering away.
Awesome. Yeah, Gideon makes his way to the inn.
Abe goes with him.
I'm assuming by this point, probably like Drac and I had already at a table having dinner.
Yeah.
You seemed a little mad that we fought those bugs.
Was that obvious, eh?
Well, I don't. Were you attempting to keep it from us?
Well, I'm not very good at hiding my feelings. But yes, I did not see the point to running into that cave for no reason. We had what we came for. That was foolish.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't know. I think there's something to be said too for if it seems like there's a situation in which you can help, that you should. I mean, that's what I've always been raised to believe.
Of course, I agree with you. It's just we did not know we were helping anyone until after the fact.
But then it raises the question as well, should you only do things that are helpful if you know that there's someone there to receive them? Perhaps even just removing the world of monsters is helpful, just in its own right.
Maybe. Where I'm from, we don't try to mess with the natural world. No, those creatures were certainly monstrous, yes, but they were feeding on the body of something that had died. That is part of the natural cycle. And I do not believe in disturbing that.
Yeah, I get that.
Just, I didn't want to see potential allies being wasted on a bunch of bugs.
Right. Oh, speaking of which, I think Elwyn wants to come with us wherever we go now.
Oh, that's very good news.
Yeah, it's good, nice in a way. I thought at first perhaps she was upset with us for, I don't know, I'm not really sure why. I guess that was my natural assumption sometimes, but I don't know. It's nice to hear, I guess, that people want to be friendly with us.
That is very good news for me.
That's true. Has anyone given you any issues? And I kind of like glare around the tavern a little, see if anyone's like looking at us.
It's okay now. I don't think anyone here really cares too much, to be honest. I spoke with a couple of Dragonborn a couple nights ago.
Oh, really?
Yes. They, like I said, they gave me some information about my brother. And they didn't seem to care. They just thought it was weird that I was shiny, whatever that means.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about that before, haven't we? The only Dragonborn that I know from my clan are colored, like red and blue. You hadn't heard of them either.
No.
I guess your village is just special.
I guess it is, considering how few have heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Azaria, in all of her, what did she say, 500 years of life?
Yeah.
You think they would have a bit more knowledge of the world?
I mean, I don't know if I've asked them enough questions yet to know. There is stuff I would like to ask them eventually.
Certainly. Well, do you think they will come with us?
Oh, I don't know. It feels like they have a place here. Maybe they're not so willing to leave, but I guess we'll just find out tomorrow.
And about this time, Gideon and Abe, you have made your way over to the Simple Workers Inn. And walking into the door, there is the check-in on the right side. There is the bar on the left side of the room. And scattered throughout the space, there are round tables. Towards the back of the space, there's a set of stairs leading up to another floor, and some private booths. And sitting at one of these tables near the middle of the room is Nell and Dracul.
Gideon will... Oh.
Yeah, sorry. And Drac and Nell, you see the pair of them walk in.
Wave over.
Gideon removes his hat and waves with it and makes his way over to the table.
Abe also waves. That makes his way over to the table.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. If I knew you were joining, I wouldn't have started eating yet.
That's quite all right. I wasn't expecting to have to stay here this evening, but here we are. DNR is all full this evening, so...
Oh, that's too bad.
That's all right.
The room here was okay last night. So...
That'll work. It's a bed.
I'll flag down, like, the waiter, the bartender.
Yeah, that same like broad-shouldered, like straw-mustached bartender that Dracul had interacted with the other night comes over, is like, yeah, you got more people coming in?
Just the two, I think.
Great. Yeah. Take your order. We've got lamb, potatoes. It's kind of the special on right now. Nothing too special because, things got a little crazy.
It's very good. You should try some.
I'll definitely have
taking
one of
a
those.
chunk out of the lamb with my teeth.
I think Nell is too, just like ripping at it.
Great.
Just kind of picking my teeth a little. It's really good.
5 copper for the meals.
I'll take another ale, please.
All right. 2 copper for that.
This round's on me.
Oh, thank you.
That's no problem.
Abe, do you eat or drink?
No.
Okay.
It's low maintenance. I appreciate that.
Makes it easy. Once the bartender is left to get our stuff, I'm gonna ask Gideon. Sorry if this is really like awkward or weird. I think you've been by not my village, but the one near it before. And when that was probably at this point, like maybe a year ago, and I don't remember Abe being there. So when did you guys meet?
Very recently. Within the past couple of weeks.
Oh. Okay. Where did you meet him? Or Abe, you're free to if you want. No pressure. You can answer as well.
Go ahead, Abe.
I wake Gideon there.
He woke up in, oddly enough, in my cart. I believe he was. I don't remember. Mr. DM, did DNR give him to me?
Yes, it was the DM branch in Valambridge. He, at the time, I don't. You know what? Maybe I'll message you this in private because I don't know what you want to share with the crew specifically here. So, one moment.
I would like to inform you that I do in fact possess a certain flaw.
You know what?
Feel
That's
free.
a fair point. Then, in that case, your flaw. Well, I imagine you're probably not going to lie to them about anything or keep anything from them. Then,
No.
so D&R in Valambridge gave you Abe because he was inanimate and they believed him dead, and they wanted to return him to his people.
He woke up along the way,
Did they say anything about where they found him?
no.
Abe, do you remember where you were before Gideon?
He kind of creases his eyebrows, looking deep in thought for a moment. Dark.
I don't know. So I've kept him near me ever since.
That's
He's
really
he's slowly coming back to his senses. When I first met him, he could hardly even utter a single word. So
Abe, do you want to know, or are you happier moving forward?
Again, looking deep in thought for a few moments. Curious. Who? And he sort of points to himself. Why darkness? Where home?
I don't know.
Well,
I'll help you find it if I can.
I would like to as well. I don't know where you guys are heading next. I think we're probably heading up towards Valambridge. But
I can. I'm sure we can make our way up there with you.
I believe Elowin is also interested in leaving this place.
Yeah, she mentioned that she would like to come with myself and Drax, so maybe Rhea might as well. We're not sure.
Well, we'll see what they say.
And speaking of which, else on the other side of the city, in another courtyard, in the house at the High Planetary, Azaria and Elwyn, you've begun to settle back into comfortable beds and a room shared with a dwarf that seems to always be turned away from you.
Is that dwarf always asleep?
I'm awake. I'm just reading.
Jeez.
Yeah, sometimes he sits at a desk, but always the one facing away from the door.
I like my privacy.
That's fair.
Yeah.
How are you feeling after today?
It's been a wild, 36 hours of my life? Yeah. Yeah, it's been crazy, but good. Layla sent me this book, and I think this is really going to help as well. I am starting to, I feel like she's really watching me, and, I'm really curious about what creature wrote in that sky. A sylvan creature, it just seems strange to me that some sort of fey creature, I mean, we're in the material plane. I would expect, dwarvish and common, not sylvan so much all over the place. I guess I would like to follow that, try to figure out what that creature was and see if they know anything about the creature that cursed me.
That might be a good lead. I also want to look into this creature. It's hearing at least the second-hand account from what mostly Drax saw up on that stage, a humanoid changing into an animal. They're the only people I know who have done that is druids, and there have been none in the material plane in hundreds upon hundreds of years, from what I know.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Well, I told Nell that I was interested in traveling with her. I don't know exactly what their plans are, but I think they're a good group to stick with.
I think so, and they all seem like good people.
Capable people as well.
Definitely more physical strength and
Yeah, we need that.
all of their
We need
all
to
of
align
their
ourselves with
pinky
strong
fingers
people.
than us.
I'm looking at the two
Oh.
of us. We gotta find strong people to
Yeah.
hang out with.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have been able to make that walk.
No, there's no chance.
Oh. I bet you we can read faster than them.
That's true, yeah. Well, maybe we turn in for the night then. If we have to be at that stage tomorrow morning, we'll meet. We can catch up with everyone there and figure out our plans.
Yeah, figure out where they're headed off to next and say goodbye to Starcross.
Yeah. How are you feeling about that?
It's sad, but I think it's the right choice, especially with what just happened. I think something higher is working. I want to find out
agree.
what that is.
I agree.
Let's get some rest and wake up earlier than I want to with the way I'm feeling.
Right, yeah.
Hope you don't mind my candle. I'm going to be reading a few hours.
So,
That's okay.
yeah, no worries.
Good.
What's their name?
Never asked.
Okay. We
It's
gotta
been
be.
years, and now it's just too awkward.
Oh, boy, we gotta get out of here.
That's such a mood to
Yeah.
leave town because it's gotten too hot.
Forget us now.
Oh my god.
Cool. All right, let's go to bed.
All right. The crew in the other inn. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about before you headed to bed?
There's something I want to do once I have gone to bed, but
So,
Yeah, go ahead,
No.
Gideon.
yeah. Yes.
tell me a bit about yourself. Where you from?
Oh, I'm from Farmhall Village. We're kind of out of the way. Like I said before, I think you came down once to Timberstead, and that's kind of usually where we go to see merchants and stuff because they don't usually come in.
Name's familiar.
Yeah, I'm part of the clan of Fyra, one of the paladins.
That is impressive and wonderful to hear.
Oh, you know of us?
Yeah, I heard about you when I was in Timberstead.
Oh,
Impressive lot.
well, I mean, yeah, my family it definitely is. I don't know about me yet, but I guess.
I'm sure you'll prove yourself. You already have to me.
Oh,
Don't think I didn't see what you did in that cave. I saw.
which part?
Well, at least in combat prowess, you impressed me.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, the training is very good in my clan. A lot of really good teachers there.
Well, teacher's only 50% of that equation. Takes a lot of hard work from the student. So, that says a lot about you.
I appreciate you saying that. You can tell Nell feels really awkward, like receiving compliments, and she's fiddling with the leather bracelet on her wrist, just kind of like, well, thank you. That's great. I've never seen anyone with a weapon like yours. It was very interesting to watch.
Oh, that's a family heirloom. It's been in the family for a few decades now.
Oh. So is your family also merchants or I guess bounty hunters even as well, or?
Yeah, you see now Gideon gets a little awkward.
Take it back.
I don't know where. I don't know what happened to my family.
Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pried.
It's all right. My father was a farmer, and in Balesville, and I had mother, father, older brother, younger sister. One day something happened in Balesville, and I was not there. And, yeah, they're all gone.
That's hard. The worst part in moments like that is feeling useless or feeling like you could have done something, but
Yeah. That happened when I was 18. So that's how I got into bounty hunting. I was looking for something to put my anger towards and hopefully find them, but I never did. And
sorry, wait. When you say gone, you mean not dead, but just not there?
Just gone.
Oh.
I don't know what happened in Balesville that day, but I was out foraging for supplies for local merchants with my friend Monty, and we came back and dozens of people gone.
And no
I came
sign.
home, no sign. I came home to soup on the table, still hot, in the bowl. And some in the pot waiting for me.
I've never heard of anything like that before. Have you read any history or anything that sounds like that?
No. So, I spent 2
Yeah.
years looking for them. Failed. And then I became a merchant. Spent the next 7 years mourning. And here we are.
Drac is listening to this conversation, just slowly gnawing on the last bits of lamb on his bone, and says, "Did none of the other people in the town see where they went?"
They won't talk about it.
Won't or can't?
I don't know. That day, they just talk about the event.
It is very strange.
Yeah, so I don't much like the idea of going back there unless I have to. And I brought up my friend earlier. I'm doing merchant work so I can help him afford a place outside of that damn town.
They're still there?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's getting to him, I can tell.
Yeah, I'm sure. Did he lose someone as well?
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine staying after such a traumatic experience like that. But I guess you have to
Yeah.
take what you're given in a way.
Yeah, well, at least this lamb's tasty.
Indeed. I put my hand on Gideon's shoulder and I say, Keo Quitor Toril. It is a draconic blessing. It means be seen, friend. I hope your future is a little bit more blessed than your past.
I appreciate that.
You see, Nell kind of writes that down in her journal. I like that.
Drac, if you don't have a point of inspiration, you may have it. Same with now.
I do have one still.
Ooh.
Abe, you can have one too, just because you've been quiet.
Really playing into that character trait.
Already got one.
Not knowing a lot of words.
Yeah.
Oh, I have one.
Yeah,
Gideon, do you
so-
have one?
I do, yeah.
He has like 3.
Right. I just offered you one.
Gideon's like, what do I do with all these inspiration points?
Look at my giant jar of inspiration. So Gideon turns to Abe and he says, "Look, I may not be able to get my family back, but maybe you can get yours. So I'm along for the ride, big man." He pats you on the back.
Abe's eyes kind of flicker for a second, and he like puts his hand on your shoulder. We find them.
Damn straight.
And he gently sort of presses his finger into your chest. We find yours.
I'm inclined to agree. I think there's more to the story than that.
We'll see.
People
I've long
generally-
given up hope, though.
People
That's why I'm
generally
eager to help others.
don't just go missing. You know?
I don't know. Apparently they do. I looked for 2 years.
Well,
Well, now you have help.
yeah.
Thanks. Gideon uses his poncho to wipe his tears away.
I'll just like
As he,
respectfully like eat as if I don't see it.
And he tips his hat down, covers his face, and he eats his food.
Drac has like broken his bone in half and is now trying to get the marrow out.
As
Such a waste. Do not eat the bone, please.
You
just-
can have mine.
I'll put mine on your plate as well.
it feels very reminiscent of that, like, the friend who doesn't eat the crust on pizza.
That's
How
me.
dare you? The crust is the best part.
As you all clean the dishes and the bartender comes over and removes any empty plates and empty cups, the night grows darker and the air grows colder. And you all, again, 3 silver pieces for the room, for each person.
Okay.
And the meal in total, assuming you got like 1 drink, 1 meal, you're looking at about, what did I say? It was like 5 copper and 2 copper for the drink. So 7 copper.
I did not have a drink.
Yeah. I cover 1 round,
Right.
so I'll take 2 more copper out. There you go. Or 4 more copper. 1 for each of you.
Right. And Abe doesn't eat or drink, so.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, if only. I would like to have a conversation with Gideon if I can get him alone. But I know, Christy, you said you wanted to do something first, so... I'll let you
Yeah,
go.
no, that's fine. You can go first. I'll probably head to bed. Although, if Abe also leaves, I would talk to him. But if not, no biggie.
Do we each have individual rooms, I guess?
Yeah. The rooms are individual.
Okay. I guess when you guys are done eating, I would get up to go to my room.
Actually, maybe here, I'll facilitate this in a bit of an easier way. Once I'm finished my drink, I'll say, well, thank you so much for the drinks, Gideon, and for getting to know each other. I'm off for now. But Abe, I was hoping I could just ask you something really quick as we head out.
He nods and
Cool.
gets up to join you.
Wonderful. So yeah, once we're kind of like in like the hallway up to the rooms, I'll just say, I don't know how. In the fight in the sandstorm, something happened and you got burned, and I think it was my fault, and I'm sorry.
He tilts his head and has a curious expression. Burn?
Does he have any remnants of it still on him at all?
Yeah, the poncho that he's wearing, there is quite a bit of scorching. Though, even before that fight, the poncho itself wasn't in the best condition. Almost as if it'd been a hand-me-down.
Well, I would assume. Yeah, I'll just kind of like point to the edge where it's scorched a little bit, and just kind of it happened during the fight. Although a lot happens, if maybe you don't remember, I just wanted to apologize anyways, because I don't want someone else to be hurt because of me. So
Saw sand. Then dark. No fire.
just trying to remember if I've seen your eyes go out or not.
I think you were the only one who heard me speak during that encounter.
Yeah, I know I heard you say vermin.
And then after that encounter was over, he went inert, and you tried to rouse him.
That's
Yeah.
right. Abe, does the dark come back a lot for you? Are there moments that it's just dark and you don't remember? Do you remember fighting the bugs just now?
Push Gideon.
Right.
Dark. Just quiet.
Okay. Does Gideon know that? The dark, the moments of dark? That they happen?
We dance.
We did. Yeah.
Dark after.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out why it's happening.
He has a moment where he kind of like looks around quickly. Dream.
When? Dream of what?
Dance. Dark. Dream. Mountain. Lightning.
I think at this
River?
point, I'm writing this all down in my journal. I totally missed the last thing you said.
River.
River.
Battle. He kind of looks back down the stairs for a second. Dracul.
What about
See.
you saw him in the dream? Or
He shakes his head. Dream.
Uh-huh.
Drac. Speak. And he kind of motions his hand back and forth. Maybe saw something.
okay. I'll talk to him in the morning. See what it is that he saw.
He nods.
I'll just kind of like awkwardly like pat you on the shoulder. Well, I don't know how, but I'm sure we'll figure something out. We'll figure out what's happening. Good night, Abe.
Night.
And I'll go into my room.
I'll go into mine.
Drac and Gideon.
So when they get up, I'll just wait for them to head up the stairs, wait a moment longer, and then say, Gideon, I have a concern.
Gideon at this point removes his hat and puts it on the table. His face is still red from being upset, but the tears have long passed. He looks up. What's that?
I do think it would be wise to travel together. Numbers is always preferred over being alone. But, and I've noticed this a couple times, your friend, the metal one, Abe, seems to change in battle.
How
Have
do
you
you
noticed
mean?
this?
No. As far as I know, he, to be honest, I'm a little, I'm busy paying attention to whatever's coming at me. I didn't,
Yes.
never
I
really,
understand. The heat of battle can be hard to divide attention.
yeah.
When
Plus,
the,
my method of fighting shall we say, my tool is a little loud.
Yes. I will agree with that. When the sandstorm struck and Abe began to fight, I still had the remnants of the spell I had cast prior to the mayor's speech. It allows me to see motes of magic within people and items. There is something very dark within Abe. Are you familiar with the magic of necromancy?
No. I'm not the most well read on that kind of stuff. The only magic I really know about is me being able to clean my clothes and well, here's a neat little trick, and you'll see Gideon sort of clap his hands, and you'll see his mug of ale start floating on the table, and he'll sort of tilt his head towards him, and it'll float towards him. He'll grab it, and I can do that, and I can sort of help calm people down a little bit. Hence why I'm not, shall we say, a wreck as we speak.
Indeed. Those are useful tools to have, along with your metal one. But necromancy, I'm not too familiar with it myself. All I know is that it involves raising things from the dead, and usually results, at least in the teachings of my tribe and culture, in evil. It goes against all natural cycles. And
yeah.
I saw a ping of that within Abe.
Oh.
Yes. And to be honest, Abe is a lovely person to be around, but I'm very scared for a moment in which we may not be on the good side of him when he changes.
I see what you're saying.
He speaks of darkness constantly and not remembering. It's confusing to me not knowing not being aware of oneself at all times, but I think something to do with his past may be haunting him.
Well, I can relate to that.
I'm sure
I
many
think with Abe, it's a matter of... See, I've known him for a couple weeks now. And when we first met, he could hardly string together a sentence. Even a single word, actually. Now he's up to a few words. So I think he's slowly regaining knowledge from the past. And I think maybe the answer lies there. But I do agree with you. The fact that there is some really messed up magic going on within Abe is frightening, be sure. But I believe that he'll be able to overcome it with our help.
You understand my hesitance, though.
Of course.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm thankful you brought this up to me.
I figured if anyone should know, it should be you. You've been traveling with him for 10 days now.
Yeah, that is it. It's quite the bombshell to hear.
Luckily, you had some drink in you. Hopefully, that helped.
Yeah, and calm emotions doesn't help either, or doesn't shall we say, make things worse either.
Indeed. Well, now you know, and you can be prepared for whatever may happen. But I will continue traveling with Nell, and therefore with you and Elowen.
Well, I look forward to setting out once again, and thank you for telling me this again.
Thank
And
you for
teaching me a little
helping
something
us
about.
kill some bugs. That was honestly a little bit fun.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.
I haven't
Um,
quite gotten to practice my martial arts in some time, so it feels good to wield my spear once more.
Yeah. Hey, so I know I asked Nell where she's from, but I haven't asked you where you're from,
Hmm.
or
You have.
Which you. Well, yeah, but I didn't have much time to talk to you about it.
That's understandable. You're a busy man, a businessman.
Yes.
Well,
You know a lot about me now, and if you're
apparently I do.
comfortable sharing,
I would not mind.
feel free to share a little bit about your home.
Very well. Are you familiar with the Rinksar Peaks? They are north of here, quite a ways.
No, I don't think I've been that far north.
They are the mountain range almost immediately east of Timberstead.
Okay. All right. So I saw them from a distance.
Yes. There is a village, quite a large village, for as far as villages go, called Darokarth. Is where I'm from. There's a culture of all sorts of dragonborn lizard folk, kobolds. We all coexist in relative harmony.
Hmm.
It's quite cold up there, so coming down here was a bit of a shell shock. But
No kidding.
I am grateful
Boy.
for the cooler weather in the nighttime.
Yeah, no kidding. It's a shell shock for me too. I'm not built for this weather. Look at my skin, for God's sakes. I'm burnt all up.
It's quite a different complexion than when I first met you.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yes, I miss my home, but it is important for me to be out here. I'm on the right path.
Absolutely. You have the drive and the goal.
Indeed.
You're heading towards it.
Indeed. It looks like we are both looking for someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
thanks
will-
again.
Be relying on your bounty hunter skills, I'm sure.
Well, I wasn't, I haven't been a bounty hunter that long. It was 2 years, and it's been a while. So, I mean, the skills are there, sure, but
Well, you will hone
practice
them over
makes
time.
perfect.
Indeed.
Well, I'm more of a merchant. Again, I did bounty hunting in a bad time of my life.
I
It's
do
not something I'm
believe
eager to go back to.
that there are bad times in our lives. There are times when we may choose a strange path. And though it may wind in many directions, we will always find our way back to where we are meant to be. That is the
Hmm.
balance of the universe, after all.
Interesting way of looking at it.
It's the way of my people.
All I know is that I've never been one to question Providence. And I think that meeting you a lot and having that experience in the cave and having to travel with you for a bit, I think that's a good sign. So I'm looking to stick around.
Very good. Well, I could use a long sleep, so I will go do that. Enjoy the rest of your beverage, Gideon.
Thank you. And rest
Pat
well.
on the back. Stand up and make my way up to my room.
Yeah. Gideon sort of just looks down into his ale for a bit before finishing it and doing the same.
Nell, I believe you had something you wanted to do while you had the room to yourself.
Yeah. Yes. Once I get back to my room, I just let out a sigh and like wipe my eyes as well a bit because they were starting to tear up during our conversation downstairs and then again with Abe. and I will start like rooting through my bag to find the journal that I wrote my study notes in from the past year. I just start looking for anything about like, how like smites are supposed to work, and I don't find anything really. And so then I start looking through any letters from Vesta or from Finn that might talk about what they've experienced when they were out on the road on their own travels, to see if it talks about that or any of the magic they've used.
Oh, are you asking me if you find anything?
Yeah, a little. I can say that I do or don't if you want. But...
No. So going through these letters, a lot of these letters from your siblings are kind of, they're definitely from a more immature time in their lives, when they first set out into the world on this paladin journey. And like letters you got back were something like, oh, I did this really cool thing, like the weapon like glue, and I attacked things and they burned and stuff like that. And the stories of this manifestation of power, as you go through these stories from your siblings, they feel very different from the powers that you've emanated so far in your journey.
Damn it. I'll just kind of like toss the letters aside, and then I'm going to just try my best to meditate like I used to in the forest, and hope that even though it didn't work then, maybe it'll work now. And I'll just kind of say, Amma, I don't know what it is that you want me to be doing right now. I'm trying to fix things, but I don't trust that what I'm doing is the right thing, and I don't know what it is that you want me to do either, because you won't talk to me. And please just show me that there's something I should be doing that's right, that's what you want, because it doesn't feel like it is. Please.
As you say these words to the empty room around you, and there's no immediate response, you kind of move inward into your own self and close your eyes, and the darkness takes the room. And in a moment of silence, there's a disturbance within the darkness behind your eyelids, and nothing visual, but there's almost a physical sense, almost as if somebody is there with you. But kind of like as if the reception were bad or something. Like it's like they're there, but there are moments where the presence fades and then comes back in, and you feel this presence, a warmth fills the space, and almost as if hands were cupping your face, a hand on each cheek, and a kiss on your forehead. But that same almost static inability to remain within the space continues for this presence. And suddenly, almost as if they'd been pushed over, there's a second presence here, almost this chaotic, hyperactive energy. And it's almost as if the two of them are bickering, they're fighting. Almost as if they're fighting over you. And then that energy dissipates. And you open your eyes. You're not alone. Not physically, but that's the feeling you get. You aren't alone.
Mama?
And where is your sword at the moment?
I probably took it off and just chucked it on the bed or something.
kind of looking around the room to like see what that presence had been. From the scabbard that houses your sword, there is like at the lip of where the blade is visible, there's this glowing light.
I'll stand up and I'll unsheath my sword.
As you draw the sword from its sheath, it is emanating this warm, almost flame-like essence, a flame presence. And you saw this the day that you and your fellow paladins should have begun your journey.
Why is it working now? Why didn't it work then too, Amma? I'll just put it back down on the bed. I don't want it now. I wanted it then.
As the light of the sword begins to dim, as with your healing hands, there's almost this wash of rainbow that just quickly sparks through the flame.
What are you? Why are you doing this? There's nothing. I'm gonna just like shove the sword off the bed so I can't see it anymore, and I'm just gonna like lie down with my face in the pillow. Like I don't want to look at it right now.
The darkness of sleep takes you. As you all settle in for your long rest, you will get to remove a point of exhaustion. For those of you who have levels of exhaustion. And I trust you guys will be able to not inform your roleplay with what's about to happen. So we'll just stay in the call here, everybody. So, as the night moves on, Gideon, you're laying in your bed, and the burns on your skin from the sun and just the exhaustion you feel from having had such a busy and exciting day, the weight of the bed is just so comforting. This is so much more excitement than you have experienced in a very long time. And definitely a lot more positivity than you've felt in quite some time. Almost like a little bit of hope. And as you're laying there, you just are breathing. And it's just the room is very, very quiet. Such is the nature of the desert night. But something doesn't feel right now. And you feel at the foot of your bed a weight. And another point of weight. And you sit up slightly, and you see in the darkness these two orbs glinting with light, and these sharp teeth just protrude in this insectoid-like face as it's crawling up from the end of the bed. You go to sit up in your bed, and you find yourself trapped in more of that green goop as one of these insect-like creatures continues advancing up towards your face. And with the sharp, scythe-like talons, one of them comes down onto your chest slowly over that leaf and sits there for a second, and the mark on your chest burns, sears, and you wake up. You are sweating. There is no bug. You are not trapped in goop. Your blankets are off of you, and you are sweating profusely, despite the cold of the night.
Gideon probably woke up screaming. And then he'll put both of his hands on his chest and he'll say, "All right, calm down, calm down." And he'll cast calm emotions on himself, and he'll very slowly sort of, all right. Gideon looks to his chest, looks at the mark. Is it still the same mark?
The
Is it
mark
there
is
still?
everything's the same.
Gideon checks under his bed for bugs just instinctually.
Absolutely. There are no bugs under there.
He gets dressed and puts his hat on, tilts it to the side a bit, just sort of stares at the wall for a few minutes, and then remembers, "Oh hell, I gotta be at DNR," and he did stand up and makes his way down for breakfast.
Abe, your time in your room, depending on how long you stay there, you likely don't need to exist there for very long, as sleep hasn't been something that seems to be coming to you. But there are moments when you kind of feel yourself slip out of the consciousness of the waking world. And in one of these moments where you seem to go inert, you're in darkness. And this red-like mist, almost as if you were at the center of a tornado, begins swirling around you. And you look up and down, and it's like you're in the eye of a storm, and it's just viciously swirling this red mist. And then, in a sudden beat, just stops and then falls, hovering above the floor as if it were a heavy blanket. You're now still in a dark space, but there's this red mist hovering slightly above the ground, and it looks like you can barely make them out, but it looks like there are people on the edge of this darkness. Just, you can vaguely make out humanoid shapes. And ahead of you, very clearly lit from an unknown source, is a table, and with almost like the market setup that Kirina had at the market the previous day. And there are two tables. There's a table that has 5 chickens in cages. And there is another table that seems to have a prepared chicken, like a fully cooked chicken just placed out on a plate. And oddly enough, the smell is incredibly delightful. That is something you haven't experienced since you've reawoken, is the sensation of smell. What do?
Go towards the cooked chicken to investigate.
So as you advance towards these 2 tables, the chickens are clucking in their cages, and you approach the cooked chicken, and the scent, of course, just grows stronger. It's been seasoned. It's just mouth-wateringly good. And you find you're drooling. You wipe the drool from your face. Flesh. You have hands. These aren't yours.
I try speaking.
It still comes out in the way as if you're trying to remember how to speak, but it sounds less robotic. It sounds more natural, as if like you've heard Gideon speak. It's natural vocal cords.
I'll look at my chest. specifically the center of it.
There is no crystal there, but carved into your chest, there is the scars of a symbol.
The same one, I presume.
Yes. It is this symbol resembling an axe with a bird head at the top of it.
I will touch the cooked bird. Is there any kind of sensation that comes from it?
Heat. It is a cooked chicken. And as you hold it there for a second, it's hot. You have to recoil for a second. And from the darkness around you, though not seemingly coming from any of these individuals on the outside of the vision, you hear, "The path is opening. These chickens in the cages, they're not quite come to adulthood. They're still growing into their feathers." And the voice says, "These chickens are not quite ready. This one is." Eat.
I will eat.
And you rip off the leg of the cooked chicken and you take a bite of the meat, and it's delectable. It is astounding. And then, almost as if you'd bit your lip while you were eating it, there's just a bit of that irony taste. Ugh, it's not that great. And it just gets worse. But then you get used to it. And these silhouettes on the outside of your vision now turn towards the middle. And now they all in unison, "The path is open, the path is open, the path is open." And suddenly, as these people continue chanting this, you feel a rush of power build within you. Something has changed. And the people begin to step in from the darkness, and then you're brought back to. You're back in your metal body, in this room, in this inn. Something has changed.
I'll look at my chest again to see if there's anything different about the engraving or the crystal.
It seems nothing physically about your appearance has changed. You still have this crystal embedded in your chest and this symbol carved into the metal. But there's just, it feels like something is watching.
Okay.
And the morning comes around. The kitchen in the Simple Workers Inn is bustling as they prepare breakfast foods. And Gideon has already sent himself down the stairs trying to get himself an early breakfast, as it seems he's got a class in the morning.
Nella's already there because she gets up so early. She trances for 4 hours and then just like doesn't really know what to do. So the moment she heard like anyone like up and moving in the dining room, she would just go down and just be, I guess, drinking tea.
Yeah, teas, juices.
Coffee. Their fantasy coffee.
I don't think they've gotten coffee down here yet.
Dang it. All right. Yeah, I'm just drinking some tea.
Drac comes in from the outside, having spent the morning working out. Sits down just at a table. Oh,
Perhaps.
good morning. How did everyone sleep?
Yeah, it was good.
Had a nightmare.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't like those bugs that we saw yesterday. And that is all I gotta say.
That is fair.
Well, at least they're all dead. If that
Indeed.
helps.
That does help.
It does help.
Can we also say, I don't know what you guys are up to, but I kind of want Alwyn and Rhea to have met us
That's
for
what I was
breakfast
gonna
because
say.
I'm
We
so
should come
sad they're
over for
not here.
breakfast.
Yeah.
Alwyn and Azaria walk in through the door.
Wow, hey guys, I hope you didn't have a whole bunch of fun conversations last night without us.
Nothing
I
that
hope we
we
don't
just...
know everything about each other now.
Yeah, I hope we don't have to have a scene where we're sitting around a campfire and we go, I reiterate everything I told everyone else.
You know,
Hey.
I will tell that story again, and I will do it differently.
Same.
Good morning, friends. How are you?
Good morning.
Oh.
Good. How are you guys doing?
Much better after a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
I will have to
Yeah,
be
I feel-
careful being out in the sun moving forward.
Yeah.
You,
Does it affect you
Get used to it.
You say that, but you also became a little sluggish yesterday, my friend.
That is quite true.
Sun will do that to you.
Rhea, we were talking last night and we realized we don't know what your plans are now. What is it that you plan to do?
I plan to continue traveling with Alwyn. She asked me if I would come along, and I said yes.
That's wonderful.
Especially after our encounter with those bugs and that writing in the sky. I mean, it's been years since I've seen something written in Sylvan.
Yeah. I take it that it's not commonly used. I mean, I know because of my dad and I read a lot about it, but I'm assuming in regular towns and such, it's not common.
I mean, it is quite common, just not here.
Mm.
But, you know, in the wilder, it is a lot of creatures there speak it. My parents both spoke it. So, but yeah, since being here, I don't think I've met anyone apart from appears you're able to speak it.
It might sound odd to you. I'm a little self-taught. My dad might have a bit of an accent, but although it did just occur to me, out of character and in that I also speak Celestial. Do the Starborn speak that, or is that different? I don't think I've ever actually been able to have a conversation with anyone in that.
I also know some Celestial if you wanted to practice.
Amazing. I ask you how to go to the bathroom, or like where the bathroom is.
I've never been in this inn in my life. I have no idea.
Oh no, I don't need it.
Oh, I see.
just-
I thought you just were like trying to hide it from the boys. Oh, okay.
Oh no, I don't know that. I only know like certain phrases, but kind of like tourists, Celestial. But
Well, we can work on that together.
oh. While I was going through some of my books last night, and then something pinged in my mind, and I'll pull a book out. Did you write this?
Oh,
And
yeah.
I totally know what book it is.
No, absolutely. I think it's probably, hold on, let me get to my section of my notes where I've written all the names of my books down.
Oh, I actually didn't have a title. All I had was a
No.
philosophy book. So.
No, it's okay. I got them. I got them for you. Don't worry. Oh yeah, that's a meditation in the art of carriage control. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. It's
You've
been a while.
been reading this.
Well, I have already read it a while ago. It's just when I was leaving, I kind of just grabbed a bunch of different books, and so I haven't read it recently. But Isn't that funny though? I just thought that was interesting.
That is very interesting. I'm surprised people outside of the universities are bothering to read my philosophy books.
I lean over and say, "Wait, you wrote this book? How many books have you written?"
Oh, well, I'm over 300 years old. I've written a number
yes,
of
of course.
books. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, what is it about?
I'm curious too. Gideon leads in.
Yeah, this one in particular, this is one of my more optimistic philosophy books, I would say. I spend a lot of time writing about destiny and how much control a person has over their own lives. Philosophy, as you know, is kind of more about asking questions and finding answers. So, the book doesn't really explain a whole lot, but it thinks through things. Like I said, this was written at a time in my life where I was starting to feel more optimistic about things, and it's certainly one of the happier reads.
I did
I'd
like the way that
read it.
you pose the different questions. Oh, you can borrow my copy, and I'll just hand it over to you.
Thank you.
Yep, put me on the list after Drac.
For
You
sure.
got it.
Oh, this is so. I love reading, and I just if. Oh my God! No, it's too soon. Never mind. But we could start a book club. Is all I was gonna say. But if no pressure, if you don't want to, it's I understand that it's not for everyone. I was definitely told that quite a bit. But
What language is this written in?
Common.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's come out in a couple different languages. She probably has the common version.
yes, although the Master of Records did have a couple different variations because he likes to have like a full collection, So. But.
I was gonna say I don't command that many languages.
Me neither.
Just common and dwarven.
You live for a couple hundred years. You pick a few of them up.
I also speak Dwarven, Gideon.
I also speak Dwarven. I'll say like, I don't know, like pour me a pint or something in Dwarven.
Nell, do you speak every language?
The barkeep over the side is like replies in Dwarven. It's a little early, don't you think?
Gideon says it's late in the afternoon somewhere in Dwarven.
So is that a yes to the drink or a no?
Oh no, I'm okay.
I'll
thank
take a tea, I say in Dwarven.
I can do that.
I suppose I know a few. Some purely because there was quite a few different people in my clan, and we all kind of learned to converse with each other in whatever tongue was most natural. Sylvan and Celestial was more just like a for fun sort of thing. So
Interesting.
Drac, hearing them speak about languages, just says in what I'm going to assume to all of you is incomprehensible, just says,
was that
Gesundheit.
I
Draconic?
don't know
What
that
was that?
one.
that was a primordial prayer.
Oh, okay.
Anyone? No? No, just me?
Unfortunately, no. Sorry, it scared me there.
Apologies.
If you wanted
That
to
was,
teach
I
me-
hope you have a good day.
Oh, that's
I mean-
that's lovely.
It's more of a script-based language than anything else. People don't really speak primordial anymore.
Makes sense. Well, I'm happy to learn. I just I don't know. There's something about it I just find so interesting, the way that different languages refer to things in different ways, and they all have their own sayings. I love hearing sayings that are unique to certain languages. I like the one you said last night, Drac. That was nice.
Yes. Keoquitor, Turil. And he gestures to everybody. And to the ones who weren't there for that, it means be seen, friend.
I got a question for everybody. Everybody, we all been talking about our experiences and whatnot, but I don't believe I know how old any of you are, apart from Elowen.
Oh.
Is that okay? Are we willing to share?
I have no qualms.
I was always taught to not ask a woman her age, but are you willing to share?
Not a woman, but closer to 600 than not 600.
Oh, I was just saying this goes for everybody, but that's amazing.
Yeah, I
27.
kind of stopped keeping track around 500.
Wow,
It
that
blows
is
my mind that somebody can live that long.
that is impressive.
I'm not even sure if I believe it yet. I'm not saying you are a liar, but in all my life, I have never met anyone who's come close to that. So
Much
Neither
more
have I.
common
I
in
find
the
it-
wilder.
this wilder
It's
place
hard to
sounds
believe that.
fascinating.
Some of you probably, won't live past 100. It seems like such a short amount of time to be on this plane.
I'll
Yeah.
be here. I'll be here for about at least 300 years. Although I'm not there yet. That's for sure. I'm only 20. So
You're only 20?
although I think my birthday is soon. I'll have to check.
Oh, do you people also celebrate your birth?
Yeah. Yeah, like, my family especially, we kind of they make like a big deal of it, but
Interesting. We also do that where I'm from. The entire village, or at least the clan that you are from, gets together and throw a little bit of a party.
yeah.
There's the feasts, speeches, all sorts of things.
Oh. We wouldn't do the whole village, but my family for sure.
Interesting.
Sounds
Well, I'm
real
23.
nice.
You're how old, sorry?
23.
23. Cool.
27. Though I look like I look like my father when I last saw him. Yeah. You can thank the sun for that one.
Look at Abe. Abe, how old are you?
He looks up, kind of doing some mental math, it looks like. 210 day.
Oh.
But you don't look a day over 110 day.
I turned to Ella and I was like, we're traveling with a bunch of kids.
We are traveling with children.
That's rich. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Be careful.
class.
I think when you say that, you see like my cheeks flare like copper, but so like the tip of my ears also like get bright copper. I'm just like, yeah, I don't really like telling people. I do feel very young though.
That's all right. In your
Just wait.
case, it means you got a lot of time ahead of you.
Right. We're supposed to
Especially
figure it
in that
out
case.
on the road, unless in the clans we go out pretty early. So
I think that's actually quite good for especially long-lived folks. It's quite common to see, elves and stuff in the wilder let hundreds of years slip away doing nothing with it, really, because when you have 1,000 years, what is 100 gone?
yeah, makes sense.
I never thought of it like that.
The things humans accomplish in 10, 20, 30 years sometimes outweighs things that longer lived folks take hundreds to do. So I was just teasing, Nell. Didn't mean any offense.
Oh no, it's okay. None taken. Although I guess am I the youngest here? That's new for me. I'm the middle in my family.
Unless you count Abe.
Oh, that's true. I'm older than 2 weeks. 10 days.
Yeah, I was the middle child as well.
And it is
The
around this
eldest.
time. Is around this time that you realize you should probably start heading towards the Starlight Square, as it is getting closer to later morning, and it looks like people are beginning to congregate around the stage, though a much smaller crowd than yesterday.
You can stand behind us if you don't want to be seen, Elowen.
Yeah, I probably will do that.
Okay.
As we walk, I want to sort of walk next to Elowen, and in Celestial, I say, I don't know how it would sound in Celestial, but destiny. And then in Common, no word, no meaning.
Destiny has no meaning?
Understand meaning.
You don't understand the meaning of destiny.
Kind of looks up for a brief moment.
Well, it's a complicated question. Some people believe in destiny and some people don't. The idea that your life is predetermined, the things that will happen to you will happen no matter what choices you make. I think I did believe that for a while, but I don't so much anymore. There's a lot of chaos in the world, but I think you still get to make your own choices. Does that make sense?
His eyes flicker, and again in Celestial, he repeats, destiny. And just sort of nods at you.
I think I got through to him.
If
If you look over at me, I'm just like,
if anybody in the group at this moment doesn't have inspiration, please take inspiration. This has all been such fascinating conversation, and I gotta say, this is my favorite part of Dungeons and Dragons, to just sit back and let everybody role play. But
yeah, you're welcome. We decided we wanted to do the work this week because you've done so much.
dang, it really is good to be a lazy DM. But
I don't think that applies to you.
No, it
Lazy.
does not at all.
No, it really
You drew
doesn't.
character art, doesn't apply.
that's a hardworking artist. I'm a lazy DM. But well,
Fair.
Anyway, I think it's at this point that we're going to take a break. This has been a lot of conversation, and I am here for it. But I'm like, I can't run away because I've got to facilitate just in case. So we're going to go on a break here. Again, you guys will see the character art during this intermission. Please, if you're inspired at all, do drawing. Send it my way. I would love to include it in the slideshow that happens during the intermission here. But for now, let's celebrate the fact that we're hitting intermission not because of a technical glitch. So,
Wow! Woo!
Consider
This is a big day for
this.
us.
Yep, big day. All right,
Yep.
we'll see you guys in about 5 to 10 minutes. So thanks again. We'll see you soon. Hi there, folks. I just wanted to say thank you all for coming out this evening to watch the stream live if you're here live, or watching the VOD on YouTube afterwards. I just wanted to add, if folks wanted to support the channel, the easiest way to do that is to follow us on the Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/DicelyDND, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Dicely D&D on YouTube. Thank you all for coming out, and hopefully you're enjoying the stories that we're creating here. I'm having a great time working with these players. They're a lovely bunch, and we should be right back to the game here very shortly, right after this break. So thank you for holding in there, and be sure to go get some water or use the washroom before we get back. So we'll see you in a bit. Thanks, folks. And hello again, everyone.
Hello.
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 Hi.
Hello.
Well, glad we got that out of the way.
Welcome back.
All right. Take a couple seconds here while hopefully the folks at home settle back into their chairs or couches. Could you imagine if people are just like throwing this up on a TV screen and watching it from their couch? That would be crazy.
I actually am
wild.
going to ask if Shmoo or if Melanie is doing that, because I know she's done that before with my YouTube videos, and I'm like, what?
I
Hey,
shouldn't be
Mom.
on a screen larger
Yeah,
than
it's like-
23.
I
So-
appreciate everyone there, but if you have us on a TV, like we're real friends now. Like you don't get a choice.
Thank you for
I'm
willingly.
coming to your birthday party.
That's all it takes.
Thanks for willingly looking at our faces in that big of a. Yep, I called it. They have another TV right now. Yeah,
That's
That's
funny.
actually too much.
yeah.
I'd
What if I
like-
stay right in the?
oh,
They can see
God.
my acne.
That's for you guys.
The high def TVs. Before we get back into it, I'm just gonna throw out if you want to follow everybody on social media, this is the place to do it. It's all gonna pop up in the chat now for you. These players are quite superb. I'm so proud of you guys. Like, I love just getting to sit back and listen to the role play happen, and I knew there was going to be a lot of that today, and I'm so happy about it.
Me too.
And this is only session 4.
Yep.
I know.
Well, what this means is after this and maybe the next session, I just got to plan combat after combat, because we're going
The
to
Enjoy
only
do
way
it
that
while
you
it
get to roll
lasts.
dice is you're like, I can't let them role play. We gotta get in the fights.
It's true. I have new dice for now, and I haven't rolled it yet in character, so I don't know how they're gonna do.
You all joined us for supper tonight for your information. That's nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
What did we eat?
Yeah,
It was
what
did
also
we
had
have
a
for-
whole roasted chicken. Like Abe. Did you guys have a chicken like Abe did? I hope so.
Sounded delicious.
I hope it was less metallic.
Yeah, I hope it didn't have blood just falling out of it.
That's not how you guys like your chicken.
Yeah, or it did. Like, I'm not
Rare?
judging how you eat your chicken.
Aloha burgers and lettuce wrap. I
Oh.
love burgers. Oh, dude.
That sounds
Yeah.
so good.
All right, let's bring it in.
Anyway,
What
back
are
to
you
the,
doing here?
to the game.
Yeah. One of these times we could just do it just chatting and get together like this. All
We
right,
should.
Yeah, I'd be down.
talk about
Only
theories
if we're
and
all in a
stuff.
hot tub
In
separately.
a few episodes, when there's enough people interested that they want to ask us questions about our characters.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
But moving forward, so you've all left the Simple Workers Inn, and the Starlight Square is pretty much right outside. And the mayor, Jethro Shrine, had requested that you meet at the stage at approximately like late morning, I should say. And people have begun to congregate. So, as you're making your way to the stage, there are now 8 guards at the corners of the stage, and there are law keepers around the perimeter of the Starlight Square at different intervals. Jethro is at the stage waiting for you all, and it seems that the ombre robe that he'd been wearing the previous day is specifically for that ceremony. So he's just in his natural armored appearance, and is watching as the 6 of you approach.
Well, that's the question I have. Do Argon folk normally wear clothes or not really?
That's from what you've seen around the city, that varies from individual to individual. Some wear the barkeep has like invented facial hair for himself. Some people wear like shirts. Some kind of do the Donald Duck thing where they don't wear pants but they wear a shirt. And some just wear pants. Yeah, it varies from individual to individual.
Love
Some
that.
don't wear clothes at all, like Fruce, the law keeper.
Wonderful.
And actually, speaking of Fruce, he is also at the stage.
Are we supposed to go talk to him?
Yeah, I just realized that too.
We were supposed to go and get badges from him at some point.
Well, he can give it to us now if you want.
Yeah, it was late.
I had to get sleepy buys. And drinks.
As you approach the stage, Jethro kind of ushers you in, and kind of does like a group huddle. And Fruce gets in on it too, and he's like 7 feet tall, so he's just lurching over the lot of you, with the exception of Nell, who's almost that height. And Jethro says, all right, so what we're going to do here is I'm just going to let everyone know that of the situation that happened yesterday and kind of clarify things and introduce the lot of you as those who had recovered the Decanter of Endless Water. And I have been informed you hadn't saw Fruce yesterday, so we figured this would probably be the best time to give you these badges, actually. So, for the most part, it's just a great thank you from the city, and it should be a quick and easy ceremony, but if people ask you questions, you don't need to engage, at your will.
I look at Nell and kind of under my breath in Draconic say, do you think it's wise to even let the people know that the decanter was missing at all?
I think they know something went wrong, and it's perhaps better to be honest than to let fear-mongering take hold.
Okay. I trust your judgment.
All right. Well, so I'll go up on the stage and I'll begin with a little bit of a speech, and I'll just beckon you on when you can come up. All right. And a person who had just been kind of standing off to the side, this kind of skinny ASMR, a bit nerdy looking, has a pair of spectacles on, just kind of comes up and is like nods at Jethro, and the pair of them walk up onto the stage, and the ASMR does this quick series of hand motions and casts some sort of incantation, and Jethro begins speaking again in this megaphone-like amplified volume that he had done the previous day. Thank you all for coming out here. I realize after the events of yesterday that some of you might be a bit hesitant to gather like this. I just wanted to notify you all of what had occurred, and that being that when the storm struck, the Decanter of Endless Water had been taken. Now, and a bunch of people in the audience like gasp, and he's like, but, we had some brave individuals, not even from the city, with the exception of one, thankfully went and recovered it, and they'd done so. So I would like to issue a thank you to them, and he ushers to the 6 of you to come onto the stage.
We'll kind of
Gotta
shuffle on.
Pushes Arya in front of me, telling them to go first.
I not even needing to push, I will lead the way up as the familiar face to the townsfolks.
I'll try to stay in the back.
Gideon follows behind Azaria, and he'll turn back and sort of look at all of you with a friendly face and sort of signal you to follow him. It's like, it's all right. And he'll head up on the stage.
I'll get on the stage, but I'll just feel a little bit awkward about how, like, my height, so I'll just kind of try and stand in the back. So I'm not blocking anyone, unless Elowen wants to stand behind me, and that's fine.
Yeah, nice.
And as the 6 of you get onto the stage, Fruce follows last, and he's got these, like, just these, not slab, but just like a tiny plate kind of looking thing with an engraving in it. He's got a few of them, one for each of you. And Jethro continues, and these here are the 6 individuals who successfully recovered the Decanter of Water, so we owe them a huge gratitude, and we wanted to do this publicly for the recognition, because they've really earned it. And people in the audience begin clapping. Some of them are like hesitantly, like, okay, sure. But a few people are very enthusiastic. They're like, oh, that's superb. And at this point, Fruce, and he begins walking to each of you one by one, handing you this badge. These badges are to symbolize that you are heroes in the eyes of Starcross. So thank you for your service to the city. And moving forward, there will be some changes to the Rainbow Celebration in the future, and some laws will be updated. However, thank you, citizens, for attending this, and may things swiftly return to normal. Thank you all. And everyone begins dispersing. A few people just kind of like walk up to the edge of the stage, and they're like, who took it?
We're unsure.
Well, that doesn't make sense. One person walks away.
I agree. As he walks away.
Yeah.
And yeah, and these people that are at the front of the stage, a lot of them are like kids, so a bunch of them are talking at Azaria. You're like, wow, you saved the city? Oh boy. Even on your days off?
Have done it.
On your days off, you're busy.
Could not have done it without my friends over here, and I point to the rest of the group.
And yeah, so they get a few questions in, and then everyone kind of disperses and gets on with their day. After they've dispersed, Jethro approaches the lot of you again and says, yeah, we honestly owe you so much. So here's what I'm going to do for you, because I do not think that this has been enough. In the event that you need some sort of favor, let me know, and I will do my best to do whatever it is you need me to do. Whether that's political or acquiring material, let me know.
Truly appreciate that.
Thank you.
Much obliged.
Drac cups his claws over his hand and then displays them out in a kind of traditional bow.
And Jethro bows at you as well. Abe, do you currently have your great axe on you?
I guess so. Just sort of holstered, if I have such a thing.
Right, yeah, it's probably like strapped to your back or something.
Yeah.
Bruce actually taps you on the shoulder and gestures to the axe, and he says, you know, you could sell that for quite a good amount of money. The Diarch made some great weapons.
Who?
You were at the Battle of Grolbar, right?
Abe kind of briefly looks to his party mates.
I think the moment, like, Nell has walked over and she has, like, I guess now her dedicated Abe page in her journal, because I've got to sell. Like, what makes you say that? Did you see Abe at the battle?
Well, no, not I led a unit of, I mean, I might have seen him. I led a unit of Argon folk in the battle, but the fact that he has a weapon made by the Diarch Arturos, that basically anybody who has one of those was at the battle.
Oh. For my own sake, can you please spell out the words that you just said? Because
Diarch, so Diarch, as in like one of two leaders, and Arturos, Arturos.
Thank you. Cool. Huh. That's it's good to know.
Yeah, like, and he, do you mind if I handle the weapon?
I'll hand it to him.
So he takes the great axe and he holds up and shows you all the blade. And there's this like triangular shape with another triangle inside pointing downward. And he says, yeah, this here was his signature that he engraved in his weaponry. And he hands it back.
And who was he?
He was, before the Ascendancy became what it was, they had to figure out what the government was going to look like. So it started off as a diarchy with Arturos and Charity. Charity, Cozy Bug. Arturos never had a last name as far as I'm aware.
I am so sorry. Did you just say Charity Cozy Bug?
Yeah, yes, I did.
Okay.
She's a gnome.
Oh, sure.
I've noticed that they tend to have cute last names.
Yes. I feel like Nell's knowledge of what happened in this war is like not great. So she's just like, yeah, yep.
Yeah. And Azaria, Azaria and Elwyn, actually, you are both familiar with Charity Cozy Bug. She's still alive. And she's actually like the head of the Arcanet Institute.
Oh, but not the leader anymore?
No, the diarchy lasted for about 10 years while Charity and Arturos got it set up, and then it became the Ascendancy and is now led by the council. But we're not here to talk history. You've all done a great thing here today, and it's fitting that you've still got your weapon, because that's very, very much like Arturo's. Very heroic. You should be proud of yourselves. Anyway, I've got log keeping to do, and he is like, see you later.
Thank you again.
If you need anything, you know where to find me.
Of course.
Before Jethro runs away, I kind of pull him aside for a bit. Jethro, can I speak to you?
Yes. What do you need?
So it's been a pleasure being in this town. I've been here since it started. Been teaching here for so many years. But
he's got this
I think I'm going to go traveling for a bit.
Yeah, he as soon as you were speaking, he had this this presence of sadness kind of wash over him as he kind of knew where you were going.
I'll come back. This will always be home. But I think there's something bigger out there that I need to find and figure out.
Well, you know you're always welcome here. You've done so much for our people, and it's been a pleasure knowing you.
It's been a pleasure getting to know everyone here and helping out. You know, keep true to those principles and stuff that we started this place on. Don't take more than you need. Always make sure to give back to the land, and things will be good here. Yeah,
absolutely. And I mean, now I think we're going to be appointing a very specific individual who's only handling the decanter. You know, we're figuring out what that system's going to be, but yeah, it's definitely going to be a bit more strict on that front.
I think after that, I definitely understand that, but also don't let fear take over here. At the end of the day, if everyone's living worried, there isn't joy and celebration, you know, it's not worth it.
Absolutely. Wise words, and I probably needed them.
Take care, friend.
And you as well. And he holds out his arm.
I shake his hand.
All right, farewell. I've got laws to write, I suppose. Oh, boy. Paperwork. And he walks off the stage.
Now
I return to the rest of the group.
Nell looks fully confused that he said paperwork in such like a derogatory tone. She's like, what? It's fun.
The best kind of work there is.
Yeah, paperwork is fun.
Are we planning to head out today?
I actually have to go to a class. Like right now. I have to learn how to fix my gun. It's broken. So
Actually, Gideon, I was wondering, would DNR Solutions have weapons? Would they have like throwing axes, perhaps?
I'm sure they have something like that there.
Okay,
They have a lot of gear there. I'm sure they have hatchets.
Would you mind showing me the way?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
sure.
actually, I was looking to pick some stuff up as well. I'll come with you.
By all means.
There are some things that I probably also need, so perhaps a trip to
Yeah.
DNR Solutions will not be amiss for all of us.
All right, looks like we're all going
Yeah.
to school. Follow me.
So, as the lot of you head on over to DNR Solutions, which isn't far away, it's one of the buildings facing the central Starlight Square. You walk inside, and this is probably one of the only buildings in Starcross that is made of wood. It's very much got this like rustic feeling. Like there are ornamental firearms on the walls, and there's like a counter, a wooden counter at the front with a door behind it, and a goblin sitting at the counter there. And there are doors to the back areas, but there's a curtain hanging in front of, not a door, sorry. Much like the rest of the city, there's a cloth leading into a back area and stairs heading up to where Gideon knows is boarding for members. But it's very much got that kind of Hunter's Lodge vibe to it.
So Gideon will lead you inside, and we'll approach Viggs if he's
Yeah.
present.
Yeah, Viggs is here at the counter. Yep.
Viggs, hey, I'm here for the class.
Great. So I got the gunk out of the gun, but I figured I wouldn't fully repair it because I think that's probably the best way we're going to get you to learn. So
I appreciate that, and I agree.
it's clean at least.
That's a good start.
Yeah, so if you want to head into the back, are these folks with you?
They are. They all have separate inquiries. They're not all learning how to fix firearms. But you have some customers, so just send me in the way of the class and enjoy their presence, as they're all wonderful.
Yeah, no worries. Just through the cloth here. Workshops in the back. Somebody will be there to help you fix up your gun.
Thank you. Gideon turns back to all of you and he says, "Looks like I'm going to school again." And he makes his way into the classroom.
And if any of
Lucky
you are wanting to, I don't know, learn firearms or anything, we only offer that kind of service to members. So if you're interested, we can talk about membership fees and all that.
No, thank
I
you.
mean, I am okay.
Possibly in the future.
Bet I could read about it in a book.
I just give a really big nod to Elwyn, yeah.
Well, all right then. What can I help you with?
I was wondering if you had any sort of throwing axe or anything like that.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, as far as weaponry goes, we usually just do some basic firearms and simple weaponry. So, yeah, hatchets. We've absolutely got hatchets. But if you're looking for anything bigger than that kind of stuff, we probably want to go see a proper smith. But clubs, farming tools, we've got that kind of stuff. Yep.
Can you tell me, out of character, is that what I'm looking for, or am I looking for something else?
A hatchet, well, we can call that a throwing axe.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. How much are they?
Damn it, I knew I forgot to prep something. The equipment tab every time.
I'm also looking it up, but I wasn't sure if I get a deal because I know Gideon.
No, you don't get a deal for knowing him, but you're looking at 5 gold, 5 silver.
One? We didn't make any money. It's got this stupid badge.
Mel, how much money do you have on you?
I have 14 gold and 6 silver. I can.
You
I
can afford it.
I know.
I
I
got this.
Well,
No, I wanted to buy 2, but then if I have to stay at an inn again,
how about, are you planning to, I saw in our last fight you kind of just threw your bow to the ground. You
Yeah.
seem a bit more upfront.
yes.
I would love to use that weapon. Personally, I don't like getting hit.
Yeah.
And I could help chip in a bit for that. Although you are quite well off compared to me. I could give you 3 gold.
No, it's okay. You can just have it. I'll just buy the 1 axe. I'm sure something will happen or something will come up and I can get another one later. I'll just have to make sure I don't leave it somewhere.
I say get the 2 if it'll help. I cover around half of the cost. I'd rather us be prepared than ill-equipped.
Okay.
Can I walk up behind them and I'll pull the loot out that I won? And I've been like chewing it up and keeping it relatively well kept. And say, excuse me, sir, do you accept trades?
Depending on the item, because we deal in adventuring gear and that kind of stuff specifically.
I present the loot and say, I won this a couple days ago. It's in very good condition. I've tuned it up myself. It sounds beautiful. Perhaps this along with, or this is worth, I believe, the appraisal cost was 35 gold pieces or something like that.
Hold on a sec. And he runs into the back room. Yo, Jebby. You like loot, right? Yeah. Did you ever end up getting one? No. Haven't found any good ones. Well, we got a guy who's selling one here. Oh, really? And 2 goblins come out that doorway, and they hop like kind of up over the counter, and they're like examining your loot. He's like, "How much you want for it?"
Well, what it is worth, 35 gold pieces, I think.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh boy, yeah, I'm really good at these.
You have inspiration as well.
I do. We'll see though. Well, persuasion, that is a 19.
All right, so yeah, I mean, if you've already got it appraised, I don't specialize in instruments, and reaches into a pocket and just like starts fiddling with coins.
I hold
Yeah,
up
I
my
think
finger.
I've got enough. Hold on. And he starts.
Sorry. This in exchange for 2 hand axes for my friend here. And I was wondering, do you have any pre-crushed silver?
No. That sounds like more of an alchemical kind of thing. That's not really in our purview of items.
That is a shame. Then I do not think I will give you this loot. I'm sorry.
I mean, I can just pay you the gold for it.
No. I like this loot. Thank you, though.
Sorry, Jebby. You're going to have to wait for another time.
Sorry now.
Jebby, just this long, sad face, just walks
Aw.
into the back room.
You've crushed their dreams.
Strum a few chords and walk out of the shop.
Oh, the spite.
It's okay. I realize I have a dagger that I can also throw. So 1 dagger, 1 hand axe.
That is also dex based, I think.
Not according to
If it's got the thrown property, you can use strength instead.
Oh, okay.
boom.
Yeah, you
so,
can choose between the two of them. It's like finesse but ranged.
Yes. I'll just take the 1 hand axe for now. And then
Gold,
I'll
5
pass,
silver.
I'll pass the bow and my arrows over, my longbow over to Zarya and be like, you can just buy me a drink at the next tavern or whatever.
Greatly appreciate this. I sling the bow and quiver on my back.
While we're here, I would also like to pick up a club. You said you had some of those, right?
Yeah, we've got some basic beaten sticks. Don't want to get found by a wild warthog in the wild and be unprotected. So the least you can do is just give them a bop.
That's exactly what I'm planning to do. Yes, I'll take one.
You look like somebody who would get attacked by a warthog. No worries, I got you covered. So
I'm not sure I was supposed to take that.
yeah, so that's going to be 2 silver.
Perfect. I'll hand that over.
And he hands you this just basic looking stick.
Little stick. Super. She looks a little like not really sure how to wield this thing, but I'll kind of attach it to my belt.
I fully missed. What did you just buy?
A club. To bop things with.
I think Nell's kind of like affixing her axe and looks up and sees you like kind of like awkwardly wielding this club. I'm like, Elowen, I don't want to be forward, but if you would at any point like some lessons on just kind of basic combat, I'd be happy to show you some things.
Oh,
You could teach me some more philosophy stuff in exchange if you like.
yeah, actually, that would be great.
Okay. I'll just kind of like adjust your grip a little bit so it's a little bit less unwieldy.
Oh, I see. That makes more sense.
I was holding it the wrong way.
I would choke up on the back.
Okay, it's okay. I'm gonna figure this out. I have a plan.
Sure. Okay.
Is there anything else I can do for you while you're here?
Do we have rations and stuff if we're gonna go? I don't have any written down in my backpack. Maybe I should pick some of those up.
Yeah, we've got those.
Yeah, how much are rations?
Everybody loves shopping episodes.
What's
We'll just go player's handbook prices for those. So it's 5 silver per a day.
Are you gonna? I don't know your DM style. Are you gonna want us to be marking off the rations we eat?
No, you know what? Here's what we'll do. We'll say if you spend 5 gold pieces on rations, you'll basically buy enough rations to survive you to get to the next town.
That's a lot of rations.
Can I also pull out, if we're doing trades here, I have this spear for some reason that there's no way in hell I'll ever be able to wield. So do you want this?
Spear? Holy heck.
It's like double the size of me, folds up into my back pocket.
Yeah, sure. We'll take that for a gold.
Great. And then I'll give you 4 gold to get all those rations.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm gonna turn to Zarya and be like, are there creatures in the desert I could probably hunt and eat on the way to the next town, or is that like not a thing here?
Might be some. Don't eat cactus though.
Oh, okay. Why? Spikes?
You'll get incredibly sick.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Now, you remember on your way to Starcross, there were a couple of times you guys did drink the cactus water.
Oh, that does explain some stuff. Did I get sick? I'm assuming I did.
You might have felt a little queasy, but based on what Azari is telling you, it could have been much worse.
Oof. Lucked out. Drac.
The only thing I know about surviving in a desert in real life is cactus water equals bad times.
See, I didn't know even that. I thought cactus water meant good to go hydration. So cool beans. All right. Well, I guess I'll do the 5 gold. It's so expensive.
I already have rations in my pack.
I have 1 day, so I'm gonna do 4 gold.
Sure.
I have 10 rations.
Same.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
probably fine, right?
Great. Sounds good.
Oh wait,
Because I
I
don't
also
want
have 10 rations. Sorry,
Well, there
this is
you go.
taking so long. We're talking about rations forever. I just
This is super entertaining for the 8 people watching.
to.
oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, so I think for this campaign, because I don't really care about managing like these kind of resources, we'll just say like if you're going or if you're traveling from one place to another, spend 5 gold each to get the amount of food that you'll need to get you to the next place.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I like that rule.
Cool.
I'm gonna steal it.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, that's everything for me.
All right. Great. I sold no food. All right. Well, yeah, if you have any questions, just give us a holler. I'm going to hop in the back and see how your buddy's doing there. So he goes back through the doorway, and in the back room, you've been working with a goblin who's just kind of like looking at your weapon is like, yeah, this one's pretty old, isn't it?
Yeah, a few decades at least.
Oh, wow. We're getting let back to like the goblin precursors, huh?
Yeah. I'm not sure whose it was first, but my father gave it to me.
You know, funny thing about the guns, and he's kind of like you're working with your tinkering tools on the gun. He's like telling this story, but also interjecting with, "No, sorry, you want a wrong piece." There you go. But yeah, like goblins invented guns, but the gnomes, they'll tell you that they did. But that's a lot of hoopla right there, because we beat them to it.
That's a lot of what? I'm sorry?
Hoopla.
Oh, that's a funny word.
Oh, it's a goblin term. It just means phooey. Maybe that's
got
another
you.
goblin word. Hold on. No, you know that one?
I got that one.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's like phooey.
Phooey. Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's a little
Some
cool.
say that one of the heroes at the Battle of Brobar stole the blueprints for guns and gave it to goblins, but that's completely false. That is rubbish. It was Tascum Tuck himself that gave the idea to one of the other leaders in the battle there, and yeah, so we invented firearms and we used them at the Battle of Brobar, and I mean, looking even at yours, we've come a long way since.
Well, I'm looking to probably keep this one around for a while, though. If there are any other kinds, please feel free to share them with me. I'd be interested in seeing how far the technology's come.
Oh yeah, I mean, like yours is pretty much basically like short range, like good for good skirmishes. But if you're out hunting, you know, we've made advancements on. You don't even have to get involved in a confrontation with a creature anymore. You could just be real far away. If you see something, take it out.
I quite like the sound of that, actually.
Yeah, we call them a rifle.
Very good. How much does one cost?
Oh, well, if you're gonna get one, we'll have to put it on order, because it'll, you know, and basically everyone who, all rifles are pretty much owned at this point. But if you want to get one commissioned, you'd be probably looking at about like 100 gold pieces.
Yikes!
Yeah.
That's a little outside of my current net worth, shall we say?
Well, I mean, if it ends up being easier to make than we think, the price might be cheaper, but that's where I'd ballpark it based on my own skill.
All right. Well, I find that to be a reasonable price. I just don't have the funds at the moment. So,
Yeah, it's all good. No, hold on. So see what you're doing there, and he like picks up the gun and he like fragments in here. It's important to keep it clean. And he just like bats out like a bunch of like little smidges of gunpowder that had been left, and maybe like the shard of a bullet. And you now have proficiency in Tinker's tools.
Done. Level up. All right, I can now fix my gun when it breaks. Good.
Very handy.
Yeah, so Gideon will spend hours just putting it together and taking it apart over and over again and cleaning it.
I guess we don't.
Well, we're
wait
just
for you.
standing
Yeah.
outside.
Cool.
Jack is just playing the lute.
Well, he said he was going to school. School takes a while.
True. I guess
so-
can during that time can Ria like show us like a little tour of the city of like some of the places we didn't see? I guess we already did that kind of.
Like, yeah, but it was definitely much busier at the time. So,
True.
yeah, if you'd like to.
Oh, gladly show you around again. Answer any questions that you have.
I did have one question, but it isn't city specific. It's more about yourself.
Ask away.
Where I'm from is Farmhall Village, and our forest there is your last name. Is that all right? Saying any relation seems like odd because you're not. Well, I guess you could be related to the forest. So, any relation?
Yes. And you kind of see, like, as you mention Varmhall Village and stuff, there is like a little bit of like pain across Rita's face.
Yeah, it was very interesting to me that forest was very special to me growing up. So it's
Same. Very short, kind of, as I say that.
I think Nell gets the sense you don't want to talk about it anymore, so she just nods.
Sorry. Yeah, it's been a long time, and if things had been better, you know, Varmhall wouldn't be there. Things would be different.
If things were better, my village wouldn't be there?
Not there.
Where else?
I don't know, but that's where I should have been living.
I'm so sorry if my people did anything.
No, not at all. And I am glad that there's still life there. But, you know, that's quite a long time ago. Before we had retaken the surface, before the desolation. That's where my family lived. The forest is named after my mother. And I went back there after. I was hoping to find something, and they didn't. And then eventually a village sprung up there.
I'm sorry to hear that. That you
It's okay.
weren't able to find what you were looking for.
Thanks. I mean, maybe one day.
Well, for what it's worth, the happiest moments of my childhood were in that forest. So I hope in some way it's a consolation.
I am happy that there is life there. But I've never been able to really bring myself to visit after early on. before Varnhall had sprung up.
I understand.
But is there anything else? I try to guiding the conversation somewhere else.
Yeah, I'll just like point out the lack of doors, or we'll just change.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
doors
The lack of doors.
At that moment, as you're kind of touring around the city, Lenlin and Pesmine, the Asimar that you had helped out, Azaria, and the pink tiefling, the two of them rush up to the group of you walking together. Azaria, thank you so much for your help. It ended awfully, but then ended wonderfully.
Congrats.
We're life partners now. And Pesmine shows her like hair, and there's like this band of color through a braid, and you know that in this culture that is a signifier of being one's life partner.
I'm so happy for both of you. I'm sorry to hear that it was on such a rough day for the town, but I think there's always joy to be found and light in dark times, and I think this is proof of that.
Pesmine speaks in. She's like, Lenlin was so cute. He had prepared like a meal, a picnic. There was cake. He had some people playing instruments. He really went pretty crazy with it, and then that sandstorm happened. But if I knew Lenlin, I would almost put that sandstorm as part of his plan, but clearly with the panic he had, and she kind of like laughs at him, pokes fun at him, I don't think it was him.
Me neither. I say nervously, having earlier been suspicious of him.
But yeah, I mean, like, I was going around and thanking everybody who got involved, so I wanted to give you this. And he pulls out this like triangle-shaped gem. Not quite triangular, it's almost rounded. Yeah, I want to give you this. Apparently it's got some sort of magical quirk, but it's, I never had any use for it, so, I've heard you're quite studied in magic, so I figured you might appreciate this better.
Oh, thank you. Do I recognize it?
Make an Arcana check for me. Anybody also trained in Arcana can also make the check.
26.
By that 26, we probably don't need it.
I don't want to.
So this is called a Ruby of the War Mage. It is a an item you can put on a weapon, and that allows that weapon to become your spellcasting focus for your spells.
This is quite a rare and neat find. Thank you.
And thank you so much. I mean, like I said, it ended horribly, but best day of my life, honestly.
If anyone is paying attention to Elwyn in this, she does not look impressed with any of this.
And the two of them kind of look at each other like, well, I guess we've got to get some things in order, so you all have a great day. And they kind of like clock the rest of you at that point, kind of including you, or recognizing that you're there. And they rub noses and they wander off.
Yeah,
You
curious
all
pair.
right, Sullivan?
Yeah, it's fine. Just they have to be so forward about it.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
I understand.
That was nice of you to help them, though, Azaria.
I mean, I didn't think I was going to get anything for it. I just, I believe in just doing good for the sake of it. I'll come back to you if you're helpful to others.
That's
That's
also
a
what
nice
I
way
believe.
of looking at it.
It's very, very much a part of Fyra's religion as well.
Hearing that, they're like, yeah, there's a smile, and I'm like, maybe they're good people in my home.
I would like to think so.
Me too.
Shall we go check on Mr. Gideon, see if he's finished his little tinkering class?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. You return back to the square and head into D&R Solutions, and about an hour or two has passed as you walked around the city. It is still quite the sizable city, but definitely much more empty than it had been the previous day. Kind of a nice breath of fresh air to have breathing room. And Gideon, how have you made out?
We'll say Gideon has finished up working within like the classroom, and he'll instead be sat on a bench outside. You'll see he has a bench in the front, like waiting area.
Right.
Basically, he has an unseen servant holding like a diagram of the gun as he like keeps fixing it, looking at it. Hold still, and he'll keep going back to work on it. And when you arrive, he goes, "Oh, hello everyone. Yeah, I think I'm getting the hang of this. I'm willing to take a break." And
No more goop in your gun, man?
no, thankfully, that was gross.
I would say so, yes.
What have you been up to for the past couple of hours?
Zarya took us around.
You see the sights of Star Cross?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking Starshire.
Now that everything is calm, I guess it's our plan then to head out tomorrow, or
What time of day is it now?
You're getting to about 2 in the afternoon.
although I guess either way we'll end up having to camp probably. So
Is that
good to
true? It's
leave
like
whenever.
the closest town is not like a day's travel away?
No, it took you guys like a 10-day to get out here.
We'll have many nights on the road. I don't think heading out now is a bad idea. We're gonna have to sleep at night anyways.
That's fair.
I'm ready to get to cooler places, personally.
Yeah, before we
Where
go.
are you all headed?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I suppose a plan would be in order.
yeah, I don't know. I think before we had, well, we were only really trying to come here originally, and now I guess maybe Valambridge, and eventually I would love to go to the Arcnet Institute in Brolbar. I know that'll take quite some time, but there's one in Valambridge as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that would be. I would like to check that out.
As you guys are sitting here talking about your plan in front of just inside the waiting area, Viggs chimes in. Oh, if you're going up that way, just especially for you, because I know you got the contract, and he points at Gideon. Be careful about showing your D&R-ness when you go there, because there are some pretty separatist intentions, it seems, going on right now.
In Valambridge?
No, in Balesville, which is on the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I
Yes.
glance over at Gideon. I assumed we wouldn't stop there, but we can if we
Well,
want.
I'm
I
not eager, but
No, I mean, you can always take the long way around. Head up Timberstead, go to New Fugleby, and then back down and follow the river.
we're headed to Valambridge for What reason was it again? We looking for Drax's brother?
That's one of many reasons, yes.
That reason... Yeah. We can pass through Balesville. I don't want
We
to
don't-
burden
don't
anybody
have to
else's
stay there.
potential.
If you'd rather, we can just go around. We can go past it. Go
No, it's
through.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. It'll save us. It'll save us weeks of travel.
Okay.
Plus, then we can see this railroad that I keep hearing about.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
We've only seen it from afar. Just the construction would be interesting. It's a weird concept, I think.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
If
Well, I
it
guess it'll
works,
be interesting to see what's happened to the place. It's been a while since I've been there.
How many years now?
5 years.
We could check in on your friend.
Yep.
Okay.
I look at Abe and say, Abe, what do you think? Is that a good idea?
Yes.
Good. Then we are all in agreement.
Gideon just
That
has that
sounds like
like
a great plan to me.
he has that like, well, we're doing this look on his face. Like, yeah. All right.
Well, I'm ready when you are.
Before we leave, everybody fill up your water skins. I'm gonna fill up my tankard and water skin. We got a hard few days ahead of us.
If you want to take like a barrel of water, I think we've got some empty barrels you can fill with water on your trip.
That would be wonderful.
For the barrel, you will get a discount because you're a member.
Of course.
But let me check my. You're looking at a gold piece.
I can handle that.
A gold piece for a barrel?
I gotta say, I am also quite amazed by that.
Well,
So
barrels are
cheap.
barrels are useful.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, should we get 2?
Let's get 12.
Yeah.
Look, this adventure
Who needs armor when you can have barrels?
Yeah.
A house barrel.
It's like
Horse, just run on a barrel.
like when I was
just in a barrel.
I was playing Divinity 2 and I was trying to go the entire game but with wearing a bucket on my head.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how heavy they'll get with water in them, but can we put 2 in the cart, or is that too much for Hildy?
I think that'd be too much. So we'll
Okay.
stick with 1. And I have a question, sir.
Mhm.
Yesterday when I left my goods here, did you manage to sell any of them? You mentioned you would reimburse me for anything you sold.
All of your stock is back in your cart. It didn't end up being needed, so
Fair enough.
Yeah.
In that case, do you have an extra set of tinker's tools I could buy off of you?
you know what? You could just take them for giving us the option to use your goods. But yeah, I mean,
I appreciate that.
you brought in good business today too, so thank you for that.
No problem.
Yeah, I mean, they're not pretty. They're the student set, so
I don't need them to be pretty. I just need them to work.
nah. Yep, you get it. You get us.
I do. All right. Well,
Would not to
And-
worry too much about water either. I can always just wave my hand and create some.
you can do that.
What?
I can.
What?
How did you what?
That is.
Wow, that's impressive. Anyways,
The
in
gifts
case you
of
you're
the
feeling
eternal
tired,
are wide and far.
in case you're feeling tired, let's take 1 barrel. You know, maybe you're having an off day or something.
Certainly.
And you're like, you know what, Gideon, I don't feel like creating water out of thin air today, you know? And I said,
Well, I
you know
mean-
what? Drac, that's fair. That's fair. I got the bear.
I mean, even if you can make water, you got to put it somewhere, right?
That is correct, sir. Well said.
How
So
big
if you
is
can
your
make
barrel?
water, maybe you better take two. I don't know.
How big is the barrel that he's selling us?
It's like a standard size barrel. It weighs about 70 pounds.
Stick.
Yeah.
There you go.
Quite heavy once filled with water.
Oh, it's gonna be heavy. Where the hell are the tools on this website?
Are we under equipment, I would assume?
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm just suffering. Let's say.
Okay.
There it is. Got it. Add it.
You can't sing that, it's copyrighted.
Quick, shut it down.
Mute him.
Shut it all down. Disconnect him.
Oh well. All right.
Are we heading out?
Yeah.
Ooh. Another thing. Can I have? Do you have a set of leatherworkers tools I could buy off of you? Sorry, I have no leatherworkers. Well, I just don't have the tools for it.
Yeah, that one I'll charge you for. But
That's fine. That's fine.
no worries. I've done you a lot of favors today. 5 gold pieces for that.
That'll be fine.
All right.
Look, I'm trying to expand my current, shall we say, wares. So, the
In
more
that
tools I
case,
have, the better. Taking
do
some
you have-
advice I got a few days ago.
Do you have weaver's tools?
Oh, I don't know how to do that. But-
Weavers. Well, that's not how you spell weavers.
I would like to help my friend's clothing condition. Maybe sew up that weird shaped hole in their garments.
Yeah, we've got some stuff. You know, it's not bad to have them around. You know, if you like if you're sailing, not that does much good out here, but sails and well, I mean, you got a covered wagon, so if you've got any cloth on that covering, weavers would be good for that. So yeah, it's a gold piece for that.
Deal. Like my gold.
Right. And he comes back with just like this set of like needles, twine, some sinew, if the twine isn't thick enough, that kind of stuff. All the things you need to sew.
And what was the thing that Jethro gave me for the prize of the contest?
It was an ornamental quiver.
Ornamental quiver. Do any of you use a bow? I turn back to the rest of the party.
I do.
Rhea just got one.
Well, here. Gideon takes the quiver. You're going to need this. And if you're going to be using a bow, you might as well do it in style. He hands you the quiver.
Oh. Sure. Do you think selling this for gold for our travels might be more useful? I mean, it
I
is
will-
lovely.
I will leave that to you. I don't mind.
For
It's
now,
not
I will keep
magical at
the-
all. It's just pretty.
Well,
I'll
Can I
keep the
look at
quiver
it?
for now.
the best you can glean is it's pretty until somebody casts detect magic.
I can't
No,
do that.
I'll use the. Yeah, I'll put the ornamental quiver on. Do you mind if I put this other one just in the back, just in case we ever need the old quiver?
By all means.
So, Drac, you also mentioned you were interested in looking for powdered silver.
Yes.
At what value did you need?
Go here. Where did you go?
Unseen servant popped up in the chat. He is suddenly seen.
Sorry, I forgot to press use.
I need 25 gold pieces worth of powdered silver.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah. You can find somebody in the city that probably a jeweler who just grinds up some of the silver that they had on standby and gives it to you. Let's roll some dice.
I would like to trade this loot for that.
They accept the offer. They'll take the loot.
There you go. Perhaps, do you have this loot is worth more than what I'm getting. Do you have perhaps a small piece of jewel or gem that you do not want? I like to collect small things.
All right, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Yeah, I'm not good at these, but we'll see. Yeah, I'll use my point of inspiration for this.
Nice.
Use my Boz die. No, I'll take that first roll. 12.
A 12. All right. So, wow, I thought that. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, they hand you a small agate valued at 10 gold pieces.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this.
And the merchant.
What color is the agate?
The agate is gray, white, brown, kind of this like swirling of colors in it. It's not the cleanest, but
that's okay.
Yeah, it's probably one that they weren't going to make into jewelry.
Yeah. All right, I'll come back to the group lootless, with a small pouch in my hand, and just like inspecting and holding up this small agate in the light. Well, you will not be burdened by the poor tunes of the lute anymore, I say as I walk up.
No
You're
worries.
doing pretty well.
Yes.
You will instead be plagued by the tunes of the flute. And Gideon removes from his pouch a wooden flute.
Oh,
Oh.
Mhm.
can't wait.
It helps.
I say that with absolutely no sarcasm. I'm like generally like, oh, love music.
I procured myself some material that may come in handy later.
Great.
Oh, good.
Is
All right,
there-
well, let's get ready to go.
Is there any last minute buying that we can do quickly that anybody is interested in?
No, I want to hit that road.
All right. Attack, roll, go for it. Just kidding.
I do I jump 10 feet in the air, then I do a superhero landing, and I just make a big dent in the ground.
No roll necessary. The planet's in pain. Roll for initiative.
I've done my speed run, unlock the final boss.
Oh dear. So, a lot of you begin to pack up and figure out the riding order, like who's going to be in the wagon, who's in the front, how much material you actually got. Sorry, that wasn't a question. That was just me flavoring.
I'm just saying.
I kind of have an assumption it's going to be Gideon in the front, Elowen's riding, and Nell, Abe, and probably Dracul are going to walk.
I think with the amount of supplies I have, only Elowen could ride in the cart.
There you go.
Me and Ria can take turns.
Like, literally only Elowen.
Oh, perfect. Well, being small pays off.
Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
small.
You know, that's a point I'll have to bring up at some point, because I realized the other day, I'm like, you're about the size of a dwarf, and they're medium. So, but we can treat you as small. I don't care either way.
Yeah, we'll talk.
We'll figure that out. It hasn't been incredibly pertinent up to this point. So a lot of you pack up and begin heading out on the road, heading northwest, which is the direction closest towards heading towards Balesville, and will pass the train construction on the way. And being a bit more prepared for the intense heat this time around, we'll have you guys only make one Constitution save during this day.
Whew.
God damn
Nice.
For those of you
Should've
that
saved
still have
my
inspiration,
for
yeah,
this.
don't forget about
That
inspiration.
might be good. So
I
what actually does
actually-
inspiration do?
It
lets you
just lets
reroll.
you re-roll
Give
a
advantage?
check. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, for the sake of role playing, I will keep this exhaustion because whilst we are heading towards Balesville, we are heading towards his trauma, and it is showing.
Fair enough. So
I got
anybody
a
who
9.
anybody who rolled higher than a 10, you're fine.
Oh,
Oh,
I
close.
rolled a 9.
I also rolled a 9. In my inspiration, I rolled a 3. So thanks
Oh,
a lot,
no.
inspiration. Versus-
Okay,
So-
this checks out. Drac once again being out in the weather he does not enjoy. He's just trudging along next to the cart. Zarya, how do you live out here? This makes no sense at all.
I almost said something in Draconic.
I was like, you can swear, friend. We're all adults here. I'm like, you get used to it. Light clothes, breezy, and I kind of like show like all of my clothes is fairly loose fitting to let air flow through.
Yes, unfortunately, I can do nothing about the thick scales on my body.
Yeah, that is a tough one. Hopefully, it's only a few days before we're well out of any extreme heats.
Hopefully.
As you travel the day, and or at least what remains of it, eventually the sun begins to set as the bright reds color the sky the same shade as the land beneath it, and it's all just this very vibrant, saturated clay orange red, and these buttes off in the distance as the sun sets turn into silhouettes of pillars jutting up from the land. Eventually, there comes a point where you will have to set up camp.
We can find anywhere with a little bit of shelter would be nice.
Yeah.
There are small hills nearby, but that's probably about the closest you'll get, closest to the road.
Do I believe I have a tent. I don't have a tent. Balls. I forgot to buy a tent.
If you'd like, we can retroactively say anybody who doesn't have the typical adventuring gear, you can buy it.
I will buy a tent.
I have a bedroll. Sleep under the stars tonight.
A tent's going to cost you 2 gold.
Ugh, my wallet.
Ugh, right in the wallet.
Oh God.
Oh, the only ones on D&D Beyond are 2-person. So I'm going to say I have a 2-person tent.
If you want to do a 1-person, we'll just cut the price in half.
No, I would have a 2-person tent.
Ah,
And yeah,
That
I would
makes
have
sense.
that. Yeah. I'll set it up and be like, Ellen, do you want to share my tent?
Sure, yeah, if you're offering.
Yeah, sure. There's lots of room. So
Is it because I'm small?
no, it was meant for someone else. I mean, it can fit 2 people. So you just see like a very quick flash of like hurt, and then it goes away.
Hmm. Yeah, I would like that, thank you.
I'll set it up.
Gideon, having traveled a long time alone, would probably just have a 1-person tent.
okay, so 1 gold for the 1 person. Well,
Yeah.
Could we
Yeah.
cycle watches, perhaps? Ensure that no more bugs creep up on us, like Gideon.
I only need to
Yeah.
transfer for 4 hours, so I'm happy to take watch after that.
I wish that was a trait I had inherited.
Same.
Luck of the draw, I guess.
Or
Thanks, Dad.
sleep.
You don't sleep?
Short time.
Oh. Why don't if it's okay with you, Abe, I'll sleep or trance first, and then you can.
Wait, are you telling me I'm gonna be able to have a full night's rest while traveling?
The benefits of traveling with people, I suppose.
Yeah.
That is new. Wow. All right.
I still think we should have at least one other person up.
I'm happy to keep watch for a little while as well.
I could take watch maybe later in the night, or I suppose early in the next morning.
I tend to get up early too, so I have no problem with that.
Very well.
All right. Well, seeing as everybody's doing something in the morning, I'll make everybody breakfast. How's that sound?
Ooh, yes.
That is a
Great.
fair
Sounds
trade.
lovely.
I do like your breakfast.
Very good. It's settled then.
As you're all preparing your camping setup and presuming you have some burnable materials to make a fire is set up and your tents are set up as well, and the sun sets and the nighttime comes. Along with it, the chill of the desert night. But the sky above you is clear of skies, and the stars shine brightly, as does the moon of this world called Mota. And across the night sky, there is a tight band of stars. And there are stories about these stars, depending on who you ask. Maybe we'll get into that sometime. But aside from this river of stars that weaves across the sky, there's chirping of crickets, there's the occasional breeze of wind, and as you're all preparing to go to bed, there is the flutter of wings nearby. And out of the darkness, Drac, you see a humanoid shape walking into camp.
I pull my spear out, face it towards her, and I just let a low growl out from under my breath.
You see the shape raise their hands and slowly walk forward.
Who are you?
And they say in Sylvan, I mean no harm.
What?
Are we all still awake?
Yeah, you guys are
okay.
preparing. Yeah, so everyone's still awake.
And then
Oh, okay. Yeah, Gideon would have insta-drawn his pistol.
Lower your.
in Sylvan, I'm like, who are you?
Thank goodness I was not wrong about that. Okay. Mind if I step into the light?
Please.
I'll also
And I,
rely on
like,
Sylvan.
Kind of point to Gideon to just like maybe put the gun down a little or to the side.
You will very quickly spin it and put it in its holster. All right.
In Draconic, I'll probably just translate for Drac like what they're saying and say it's you can lower your weapon.
Okay.
Come forward.
They continue speaking in Sylvan. I just figured, and as they step into the edge of light, they're wearing these tattered tan robes that look like they've been worn down with age. And there's this scarf that is wrapped around their neck and this pair of kind of glasses up on their forehead and a head wrapping as well. Beneath all the wrappings, there is this golden skin and these eyes that are just yellow, no pupil. And they continue in Sylvan. I just figured a proper thank you was in order. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Benny, no! What is this?
Why must we wait 2 weeks?
You guys all made fun of me for yelling at the clouds, but I was right.
Chat's with us. Come on.
Come on.
Come on, Danny.
Come on.
Just a little bit more.
I want to talk to them so bad.
Oh,
Same, I have
Brilliant.
so many questions.
Me too.
Yeah.
isn't that what this is about? Is just asking questions and then I figure out what the answer is.
On the fly.
Oh.
Danny,
Well-
I thought you were going to tell us like a bedtime story about the stars, and I was all ready to snuggle in. I was like,
Yeah.
tell us a story.
Oh,
That's fine.
Tell us a story, Mr. Jenny.
Mr. DM.
well, perhaps at some point I shall, as you guys have been supplying me with plenty of story at this point. But At this time, I want to thank everybody for coming out to this episode of Play Dicely. I mean, I just love what's happening here.
It's a good group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
And-
it's a lot of tragic stuff, guys.
I know,
Maybe,
A lot
like-
of tragic backstory.
maybe like lighten it up. You know?
Hey, this is your guys' fault.
What do you mean?
So thank you everybody for coming in here. Don't forget to follow all of these wonderful players on social media. I'm failing at doing my commands here. All of the links for their social media are going to pop up in the chat here now. And this is a bi-weekly stream, so maybe in the future this will become weekly, depending on how things evolve. But for now, we'll see you all in 2 Saturdays, which should be June 12th.
Well,
Whoa.
Yep.
That's 6 days after my birthday.
It's
Happy-
1 month before my birthday.
Whoa.
We've got a lot of summer birthdays here,
There
I
are a
think.
lot of summer birthdays.
I'm at the end of next month.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, like if you want to engage with these players, like follow them on their social media. Most of them have Twitter, I think. That's become my go-to media, but I know some of you also use Instagram mostly. Unfortunately, Adam is not reachable, but hey, figure out.
Try to talk to me.
Yeah, it's just like a different way. You have to find one of the last carrier pigeons and send that out, and then they'll send a message to someone who'll put it into a bottle that'll put it into the ocean. It'll get to him eventually. It's just like the transit of it takes a while. So
No, I only check every 10 years.
Yeah.
Make sure it's not
Exactly.
urgent.
I was just gonna say he's still on MySpace.
Holy.
That's a throwback. Damn.
And to keep up with the Dicely media, whether that's Play Dicely here, the Dicely D&D YouTube channel, or Speak Dicely, the podcast that happens on every other week when this isn't happening, go follow all those things. These guys make appearances on those. So thank you all. And again, please, if you're inspired, I'd love to see your art. I've spent such a long time making their art. I would love to see some others. Well, we will bid you all a good night. Thank you so much. And may your games and may your players play Dicely. Have a good night, everybody.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.